And I believe we are live. We should be live. Hopefully somebody can hear us. We haven't done this in a while, and I'm always worried that the audio levels are going to be messed up. So if the people in the chat can let us know how we sound, I always make that. I feel like one day I should get good enough at doing this that I don't have to ask people to check our audio levels. I'll get there one day, probably, when I have time. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Stormkeep. We have been away, busy in real life for a little while, and we've decided to come back and talk about the new Battlescroll that came out. So let's go around and introduce ourselves for everybody who is joining us for the first time or is just coming back. My name is Paul. Yep, that's it. I play Warhammer. That's what I do.
What's up, y'all? It's David.
This is Eduardo, and I also play Warhammer.
Nice.
And Luis. Nice to see you again, guys.
Fantastic. Okay, so is there any housekeeping we need to do? I don't think so. We've been away for a little while. We'll get back to making videos soon. I guess we can kind of talk about the game a bit, the state of the game. I made a prediction late July, I think. I said that season of the Scourge of Ghyran stuff is not interesting enough, and that this season hasn't done enough to really save 4th edition. And I was worried that that prediction was true. I didn't want it to be true, but I'm feeling it more and more each month that goes by, that the game is just it doesn't feel that different from indexes, right? Like the battle tactics, sure, they're different. Now that we've learned to play with them, it's not really that different. You know, you're still doing stuff. You just don't have to rush it. You don't have to declare it every hero phase. It's like, I don't know. The game's still the same, right? Like, am I crazy? Am I off base here? Or does it still feel like we're playing the indexes, but with like more powerful indexes now with summaries?
Yeah, it added a little bit of fluff and a little bit of different ways to play some armies, but I think that the biggest change that changed the game was the battle plans, not the other stuff. The battle plans have more objectives, they are more spread apart, so the game changed in that way, but not that much about the Soggy. Although I like it. It gave a lot of things to try from different armies. It's like they added the things that they should have added to the battle plan, to the battle tomes from the beginning, like more ways to play them.
Mm-hmm. So, the problem with them is they were, in some cases, they were so good that just became the new thing to do, right? Like there was zero. I think there was 0 Cities of Sigmar lists without Zenestra over the past 3 months, right? It's like we put out a new war scroll. Here's a new option, and it turns out it just obliterated every other option. Like nothing else matters. You pick Zenestra, right? Which is very unfortunate.
Yeah, in some cases it got the army back to play, because in Daughters of Khaine as well they weren't doing that well, and it's also Kretusa and the Witch Elves. But it was a good addition, but it did not. It should have been added into the battle tomes or into the indexes, whatever the case of the army was.
I think my only biggest hope is like in 40K. You guys, if anybody plays 40K, so like their design teams, like when they have their big erratas and they call them data slates, they'll just go in and they'll straight up just change profiles of things. Like something will just become damage 2 or 3 or something. And I'm hoping that the soggy stuff is like maybe like a whisper of that. Like, you know, like maybe their plan is okay, like 5th edition or maybe later on in 4th, like they'll start going in and just it'd be normal to change war scrolls or change profiles and stuff. That's the hope, at least. I'm not sure how big AOS balance team is. I know 40K balance team is pretty big. I think that's why they're able to do it, but I'm not sure about the AOS side.
Oh, hey, Mergonk, how you doing? I'll have to expand this window. Watch out for these production values, guys. The stream is high tech. Okay, here we go. That'll probably be good enough. Okay. Luis, what do you think? What do you think about the last 3 months of Age of Sigmar? Does it feel different enough from the indexes, or are we still playing more or less the same game?
Well, I have two sides of the history. The first one is like the new battle tomes are playing a good and a uh, bad modifications that could decide how this is going in the future. And right now, well, the first thing is like Ironet from the index to the battle tome was good. But another army is like a Corn from the index to the battle tome doesn't feel so good. And right now, Games Workshop probably have seen that they have screwed it up in some of them, and they are trying to fixing with points, and that's not good enough. In my perspective, could be good in some cases when the battle traits or the enhancement or whatever the ability for the army is good. For sure, the points is only just an adjustment. Final adjustment is the final decision to make it run. But in another ones, like the index in Seraphon, it doesn't matter at the end if you have room for to include another unit. Right now, I don't see how this can help to Seraphon, and also with Ironjawz. So that's my feeling. I have opposite feelings in this.
Yeah, that's points are mostly an internal balancing mechanic, right? Because changing the points on a unit never changes what the unit actually does. It's still going to do the exact same thing. It just matters how much of it you bring in your list and how much other stuff you bring in your list. Like if it could be the case that it creates an external balance change, right? Like if you have an army that's spamming Stormdrake Guard and you raise the points on Stormdrake Guard so that they can't bring, like they lose 2 in a list. Okay, that makes a difference. The army is now weaker because it has less units, but Stormdrake Guards still do the exact same thing. And
yep.
more often than not, when you're taking like 10 points here, 10 points there, you're not really changing anything about the unit, right? You're just making it more spammable when you make it cheaper. Like, perfect example, Liberators are a bad strategic unit, but now they're 90 points. So we can bring 20 units of them and flood the board and just tell our opponent, you're not having fun today. You're going to try to kill 20 units of Liberators instead. Right? Like, that's the game plan you can set up. Does that make Stormcast as an army stronger? I mean, probably not, right? Like, unless that becomes our main list, Stormcast win rate is not going to go up. So I don't know. I'm torn on the point balancing. I think erratas are the way to go forward. Points should be pretty much an internal balance consideration.
I totally agree.
Kruleboyz is the best example of this, right? It's like,
yeah,
their rules are always so bad. The only time that army's good is if they just bring so much meat, you can't deal with all of it possibly all at once, which is a terrible way to balance because it can only exist in hyper broken or completely meh. It's never like a good army.
Yeah, agree.
Like Nightcore.
Yeah, if you don't bring that critical mass of trash, then it's still just trash. It doesn't matter, right? But as soon as you hit that point where it's like, oh, I have enough units that even after you kill 5 or 6 of my units, I can still win the game, cool. Then I'm just going to win.
But at that point, you're not even winning because you're like playing well. Your opponent just can't kill enough of it in time.
Yeah.
Without, like you just trade more resources than your opponent can ever hope to trade with.
Remember how cheap Beast of Chaos got in 3rd edition?
Yeah, plus the summoning they had, or like whatever, the replacement.
Yeah, that was silly. Okay, so...
Yeah,
Go ahead.
No, it's like it's only... the final Battlescroll doesn't feel good in my perspective.
I agree.
Fortunately, I don't have the best opinion. I don't want to be pessimist. I just want to let you talk. But yeah.
I think the Season of Gyran stuff has been a move in the right direction. I just don't think it's been enough of a move. We needed like a radical change for list. The biggest thing is regiments. I think regiments are just a terrible system. They don't encourage list building in any particular way. In the past, how many years? Not past 10 years of Age of Sigmar, there's always been, if you bring certain units and certain combinations, you get a reward. It was either battalions or it was regiments in third, or they were still battalions in third edition, right?
They were called battalions.
Battalions, yeah. So like there were specific rewards for doing that. Sometimes it was more enhancement, sometimes it was command points. Now there's nothing. There's actually nothing. Like you could literally just bring random models in any assortment, and the only downside is you give your opponent a command point every turn. That's not something that benefits you. It's something that penalizes you, which is a very different feeling. Like regiments are just terrible. They really need to be completely revamped, and the sooner the better.
It's also a thing of like, it only really matters for armies that have deep rosters. Like if you're Skaven or Stormcast or Lumineth, you probably feel the regiment system way more than like say Fireslayers or OBR. You know?
Yep.
Like most of these death armies, they don't care about what regiment they have.
No.
Destruction just doesn't care about what regiments they're taking, because it's just like your roster is so few. So it's like, why even bother with this? It's like it's pretty obvious where the rules around regiments are only going to make sense in an army that has a deep enough roster to justify it.
Yeah, I said this on the Discord server. I forget when and where, but it feels like the regiment system was created with certain armies in mind, right? Like Stormcast, Lumineth, Seraphon, Skaven.
Yeah, Stormcast and Skaven. Yeah, that's it.
It's like, okay, this is a cool idea. It makes sense for a Vanguard Chamber hero to lead Vanguard Chamber units, right? Cool idea. Doesn't translate to other armies. Like Fireslayers, okay, I have a Rune Father. What units can he bring? Oh, everything. Okay, that makes sense. He's the leader of the Luch. What about the Rune Master? Oh, well, he's the top priest, so he can bring everything. Okay, well, what about the Rune Smiter? Which units can the Rune Smiter bring? I guess everything, because there's no like Vanguard Chamber equivalent in most armies, right? It's not like most armies are just collections of models. They don't have specific sub-factions built into them.
Yeah. Not only that, but like the most differentiation is like cavalry or infantry. So like the most you'll ever see is like a Nighthaunt hero that isn't a named hero cannot bring cavalry. Like, who cares? Like, okay.
The system doesn't it doesn't work. Go on.
Yeah, it doesn't work. The clear fact that it doesn't work is that they have been changing it back. So then they added the bonus heroes, then they added the thing in the about the command point, and now if you have more regiments, now you get a reroll. So they have been changing it back. So now we don't care about regiments. And in Lumineth, for example, when they did that for the reroll for the priority, it felt great, because now you can bring all the small wizards that you want, and you don't care about drops. And it's a step back.
Yeah.
So it's a very bad.
The problem is I feel that this is only a restriction to put your units, the desired units. It's only complicating how are you spreading your units along your roster. That's my feeling.
It feels like it just gets in the way of playing the game. Like,
exactly.
Paying taxes doesn't feel
it's the same with our sub-factions, right? It's like everyone is getting a sub-faction based on a certain like playstyle, like what they want. How like the designers have thought of 4 different sort of lanes or archetypes that army should play with, cool mechanics. Only ours are based on like units. You know what I mean? I guess Lumineth is the only other example that I can think of that it's like unit based, but even then their sub-faction rule is essentially you get to take the army rule of one other type of unit.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are we doing this? Like this is like a bad way to design sub-factions in my way. Like compared to the battle formations we have now based on chambers is ass, because why do we have this? Like Hallowed Knights operate warrior chambers and vanguard chambers often at the same time, as does every other storm host. Those rules around storm hosts were way cooler than
and they weren't even good. We complained constantly about how bad those rules were. They were terrible, but they were more interesting and more fun and more powerful than what we have now. Like, this is really, really bad. And it's not just a Stormcast problem, right? I feel this when I play Flesh Eaters. Sometimes it's like, well, this hero can't take this unit, like, oh, okay, that's dumb. Or Seraphon has also really dumb restrictions as well. Like, this system just, it doesn't work. I hate it. I hate regiments.
Yeah. When you try to bring sentinels and you see that almost nobody can take them.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
It's just awful.
Yeah. I was
It's
like, why
like,
are you putting
why?
Elania Elithor in your list? Oh, because I can't take Sentinels otherwise. I'm like, oh,
Exactly.
okay. Does that make sense? I'm like, okay.
Bizarre. All right, so let's
Yeah.
talk about the Battlescroll. That's enough waffling about that. We'll stay on topic. So, what changed in the Battlescroll that came out this week? Not much. Feels like there's no core rule changes.
No. Let's. I'll be real. I mean, the game didn't change much, but the meta was horribly bad after the Scourge of Garan release.
Oh yeah. It was really bad. Like some of the armies were at like 65% win rate, and they felt stronger than 65% win rate. Like
They were higher. Not counting for mirrors, I think cities was 75.
Yeah, it was crazy how strong these armies were. And kind of everyone predicted the ones that would be that strong, right? Like people saw Kruleboyz and they're like, "Yep, they're all going to use that subfaction. They're all just going to spam that." Like that army's busted now because they gave them incredibly strong rules and they had the cheapest points because they were the worst army. Okay, they're amazing now. Daughters of Khaine. Okay, they're amazing now. Cities, they're amazing now. People could just easily predict, right? I think one of the only surprises in this meta was Kharadron Overlords being as good as it was. And nobody expected that because Kharadron was one of the worst armies.
I kind of did because they gave them melee power, so that was what they were lacking. I didn't expect them to go that high, but I think that the battle tome gave them a lot of things that they were missing. But yeah, you're right. The units were so cheap, and they gave the crazy cooked rules like Senestra, and it was like, this is gonna be crazy.
It felt like they updated the
yeah.
war scrolls without updating the points. Like they had the indexes and they had the points from the index. They're like, just put those there.
Yeah, it's the same that happens. They change the rules and they don't consider the points. And when they nerf the things, they do the same. They raise off the points and they nerf the rules. That is the thing that is going to happen with cities now. They nerf the rules so badly and they raise the points, so they are going to have a struggle now.
It's like,
and same happened with Lumineth.
Zenestra got the Stormdrake Gardener from like 3rd edition.
Oh, Zenestra's dead. Zenestra's just like that soggy war scroll. Like, I don't know. I'm sure somebody's going to make it work, but I can't see any reason to use it anymore. Like, it's
no.
Yeah, I played against her yesterday, and it was like, now what does she do?
Well, on a 6, you can do a mortal when you die.
Just bring everything closer to her one time, and then she's stuck in a corner all the game with all the army.
Yeah, and they raised their points. I was like, the nerf, fine, you over nerfed her, that's fine, but reduce the points by like 30 or 40. And I'm like, no, they raised it by 20 or something. I was like, what? Yeah, that war scroll's dead.
They don't seem to play test their changes.
No.
It happens.
No.
If you look at their changes, it's almost like, and this is gonna sound really messed up. To test this, I went on ChatGPT. I was like, if I give you this website, can you pull all the 4150 lists and give me all the units that are seeing the most play and all the winning lists? They did that, and then they said, okay, plus 10, plus 20 on everything.
Yep.
Like a lot of the changes feel like that. Like, why did the Abhorrent Ghoul King go up? For no reason. I was like,
that's genuinely baffling to me. The Abhorrent Ghoul King might be the worst war scroll except for the Vargulf. It's so bad.
Yeah.
It's just...
So a lot of these changes, like Cities of Sigmar, hammers, like who's using hammers? It literally feels like, because if you do it through ChatGPT, you'll find hammers and a lot of like older lists. People like playing hammers. And they're like, no, plus 10 points on hammers.
I think a lot of this battle scroll is just inertia that would have been in the previous one, but they just didn't do it. Because they hit some buff or nerf quota or something, and it's like, oh, this change was meant to happen 3 months ago. Let's put it in now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, going over cities, I don't know what they do. They just pivot into Cavaliers and Talia. That's the new Cavaliers, the ones that can count as charging or whatever.
On a 4-up.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I played against actually yesterday. I had Talia and then like some horses. But I'm like, it was so weird playing a cities list that just didn't have Zenestra across for me. Like I didn't know how to. My brain couldn't process it.
Cities is too honest of an army with the index. Like they're playing Honest Hammer, and there's other armies that like Slaves to Darkness is the peak Honest Hammer army, it is just like a cudgel that is just going to blast through every other Honest Hammer army. If you don't have something crazy, if you don't have something broken, Slaves to Darkness will just run over you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand how cities does damage anymore, because like the veteran cannon, the thing is like, okay, like I understand why the units had to go up and Sinestro had to change or whatever, but then on top of that, to take the enhancements, like their subfaction costing 30 points for veteran cannoneers is crazy.
So I have thought about that. I think that's actually a good thing in terms of balancing. Like, if you're gonna make some units really good in certain subfactions, do you nerf the units or do you nerf the subfaction?
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because you want people to be able to play Ironwell Guild without having to nerf cannons.
Exactly. Yeah. So if cannons are too good in this subfaction, don't nerf the cannons, nerf the subfaction. I actually like that change. I like that direction.
Yeah. So I don't know how this army does damage.
I think, but if we are thinking about this change, if you are using in the cannoneers, you are using three cannons, and if we make the math, 30 points is like 10 points per cannon. So it's not changing at all the mechanic. It's only adding points.
Yeah.
It's like attacks to the army.
Points.
Yeah.
In Lumineth,
exactly.
they nerfed both subfactions, so
yeah, no,
they nerfed
just
both
have
subfactions.
You start with 1990.
Or 1970. Yeah.
Which honestly, that might not even make a difference depending on how the units that would go into that subfaction are priced. It could mean literally nothing. So that's a problem with that system for sure.
The only deserved nerf was Freeguild Command Corps, because that unit is insane. It's like a Quester Soulsworn for 140. That unit was insane.
Yeah.
Just needs to be unique. I understand it's a money thing because they just keep selling kit. Like, it just needs to be unique.
Well, also people would be really mad because a bunch of people went out and bought 3 boxes.
Yeah.
So it's like, you make that unique and it's like, oh, great.
First advice I give to everybody: don't buy more than 1 or 2 Warcry units.
2. Yep.
No more.
I'm surprised for that reason. Yeah, you're talking about this, but it's like, if we look, what's our nerf list? Well, we can get to it later when we talk about the meh.
Yeah. So these are the armies that did really well. Is there any army in the big losers section that we're surprised to see? I don't think so. I think maybe Nighthaunt should have been nerfed a bit more, right? Lumineth, I'm surprised got nerfed as hard as they did.
What do you mean nerfed? Buffed, you mean?
No,
I thought Nighthaunt would be buffed.
No, I thought Nighthaunt would get
nerfed.
nerfed.
I mean, I was surprised they nerfed Glaive Stalkers so soon. It's like they caught on to that Legends unit is going to be spam. People went out and bought 36 of those things.
It's good that they did that.
They have no idea what they are doing with Nighthaunt. Honestly, they don't have idea what they are doing with Nighthaunt.
I'm not sure what they want that faction to be. So you know how like they have 3 of their main units, which is the Revenants, the Reapers, and the Herodins.
Mm-hmm.
They're all pointed the same, the exact same. And I don't understand why. Like 210, like I was expecting some variation there. Like Blade Geist Revenants makes sense because it's literally like you can't even charge this unit unless you can roll a 3.
I hate that ability. That might be the worst ability they've added in like the last 2 editions. That might be the worst one.
Yeah, and the thing is, the unit doesn't do a lot of damage, but that ability alone justifies that high price tag to me because it's
gonna win some games because somebody rolled less than 7.
Oh, you didn't roll a 7?
Your chances of rolling a 7 are what, 58%?
63.
So, on 2d6?
I think so.
No,
sure?
that battle tome.
It's not 58.
Hold on, I'm gonna look this up.
Sorry.
Because I thought it was like 5% more than, because a 3% is 65%, but rolling.
Oh, you're right, 58. I'm thinking of something else.
Yeah. You're thinking of maybe with a reroll it goes to like 72.
I don't remember what I'm thinking. I've got Settlers of Catan math in my head right now.
Yeah, so you have worse odds than a 3-up, rolling a 3-up to charge them. Yeah. So it's awful. Like, so that unit is high, I get it, but like, why are like Herodins, who are not great at combat at all, 210? Like, drop.
It's very badly written. If you read the rules, they make no sense. The switch into regular ability,
I will say,
makes no sense.
I really like the direction they're moving Nighthaunt in. The ethereal change is great. They just screwed up the unit design.
Yep.
They screwed a lot of
Pyre
stuff.
Were Pyre Guys hit enough? Or are we just still gonna see?
No, dude, there's
40,
still people are
40,
still gonna spam.
am I just gonna like roll up and see 45 Pyre Guys in front of me?
You're gonna see 4 units, 4 to 5 units.
Yeah.
They didn't make that once per turn army. I have no idea why. It's like they want to push boxes. Is my only other explanation? I have no idea why they did this.
Yeah. Why is
They're
Orlando
literally.
assigned
I
to
don't understand it
Seraphon?
though, because like they're ghosts, right? Like I could just like grab like a matchbox and just give any like like they're not hard to convert. Like anybody can make like it's like
Yeah.
Stormcast. It's like this is a guy with a sword. Like it's like a ghost with the.
You just
axe.
add flames. You just 3D print tiny flames and add them to all the models that are going to Legends, and congrats, you got a Pyrogas unit.
No,
Just
you
put 'em on
chop
different
up
bases.
chain rasps,
Yeah.
their cloaks, you chop them up
Yeah.
and glue them on to
Yeah.
other ghosts, and you paint them differently,
Yep.
so it's fire.
Yeah.
That's it. That's it. No,
Um,
that unit's broken. Yeah.
did
And then Daughters of Khaine, I was surprised they received no mechanics changes.
They
So
just they didn't need
mechanically,
it.
in their opinion.
Yeah, I think
No,
they're
no, I'm
fine.
surprised. No, I thought they would. They would. Because GW technically, like, because Daughters of Khaine was up there with
Yeah,
Cities.
me
They were like,
Yes.
it was like Cities, Daughters, KO. And KO and Cities both got tons of mechanic changes, and Daughters didn't get any.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to see it, but I thought they would get over nerfed in that sense. So I'm glad to see that it was just points. Like, they were like, just don't have them have 80 Witch Elves, 2 Khaine Stalkers, and 2 Life
And
Takers.
4
Make them
screens.
choose between the-
Like, that's enough.
Yeah. They went down from 4 screens to 2
Yeah.
screens, which is honestly what was needed, in my opinion.
Yeah,
But
the
probably
change-
because in the last 2-3 weeks, the win rate from Doctors of Khaine has been down, kept it down. So it's not like Cities. Cities is the opposite, because Cities was growing up, because everybody knows about the complexity to start using Cities, and obviously
Buying
Sinestra
Cities, buying that army is expensive.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. I know. But yeah, this is the situation. I suppose that the last 2-3 weeks with the win rate of Doctors of Khaine was probably the reason they didn't change the rules.
Yeah, he's right. Yeah, it was like it was up there, but it wasn't as oppressive as like how KO Cities and sometimes Kruleboyz were winning, basically.
I do think
Yeah.
some armies also
Yeah,
like
well,
caught
yeah.
astray. Like Paul was saying earlier, like I think that they like some armies are probably supposed to be nerfed, but never were actually nerfed. Because you guys remember when Fireslayers was like kind of on the higher side at the beginning, like I don't know, like I played Fireslayers at a GT like 2 weeks ago. They didn't feel like they didn't feel broken or anything. Like it
they're
was
on-
fine. Like it
no.
was the normal. Like it was
they
like
were right
3
there. They were
Yeah,
right
like-
there at 54%, and I don't know why they nerfed them. They do this every time. Fireslayers never really breaks the meta, but they just get like a shit ton of nerfs for no reason. Somebody in that studio
It's
hates
just
them.
like they hate fire. It's like Bastion for the longest time was just always super overcosted. There's just like
Yeah.
there's like somebody there who's just like, no, this is like never allowed to be okay. Like I thought
I
they were like it
remember-
was weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
No, I
it's not
remember
much.
nobody
I
was
think it's like
playing
60, 80
Fireslayers.
points.
Yeah. I
Like-
remember nobody was playing Fireslayers, and I took like that 30 or 40 Heartguard Berserkers to Adepticon, and then literally a month later the update came out. They were plus 20. I was like, why? I didn't even win. I only got a 4-1.
yeah. To me, Games Workshop is only tracking what is the most used unit and most used anything.
Yeah.
And
Spreadsheet
seems
balancing,
that's
yeah.
the direction. Yes, it's trying to balancing according to the frequency of use.
Yep.
So that's not a good balance. because,
that's why I
well,
was saying
everybody-
they don't play
yeah.
test. They
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
No,
It's not a play
exactly.
tested change. It's purely give me the stats on what's seeing play, and then I'll bump it up, basically.
And it's all and it's
Yeah, everybody-
really obvious also that there are like two teams who write rules. Ones that do play the game and others that doesn't. So they write stuff like what
No,
were you
hold on.
thinking?
They play the game. They just play it wrong. Like, they don't play it the way people play the game. Like, normal human beings
Yeah.
who use, like, reinforced units and they try to min-max and they try to optimize. Like, that's a normal thing that every human that plays this game tries to do. There's people working at Games Workshop who just don't do that. They're like, oh, yeah, I've got 5 Vindictors and you've got, like, 10 Ard Boys and they can fight in the middle. What a cool game we're playing.
Yeah.
They-
Yeah, I just want to know. I just want to meet to the people that was writing the rules of the God Chosen Champions at the beginning, because I suppose that they didn't play this army
No,
of renowned.
let that dude write
for the
every
list.
book. That guy should be in charge of the whole rules writing team. That Gore Chosen AOR is cool as hell. and it was powerful, and
It's
it was
very
fun,
flavorful,
and it was flavorful. Every army should be like that.
Exactly.
The thing is,
You'll be
the
funny.
thing is, no. Every army should be fun like that. The problem is they never ran it through. Okay, is this oppressive or not? They didn't do that testing, and when they did nerf it, in my opinion, they over nerfed it. Like it should have been a 5-up ward, not a 4-up.
They nerfed
Exactly.
it into the ground like every other army of renown. None of them are playable, not a
Yes.
single one. And I do think they went too far, but I guess they wanted to just make sure that if you're playing an army of renown, you're playing to lose. You do not want to win. You don't care about winning. Your goal is
They don't want to make it
something
meta.
else.
Sure, I could see that. Yeah.
Which is why we should play a tournament where everybody has to play an AOR.
I already heard about that. Some friend of mine played an Army of Renown tournament,
Yeah.
and he won with Nagash, with the Nagash Army of Renown from Nighthaunt that he cannot move, and he gains nothing from it.
Yeah,
It
see
was funny.
that sounds way more fun than the games I'm playing these days.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
Do you guys feel like
Lumineth.
anything wasn't
Go ahead.
too buffed? Do you guys think anything was like too buffed? I think Slaanesh is.
we'll talk
probably
about
gonna be
buffs later. We can talk about
Okay.
buffs and winners.
So, okay.
Yeah. But right now, just the losers. So
From the big
Lumineth,
losers,
you were
I
saying?
think that the Daughters may come up a little bit better than the others because they are just going to lose
Yes.
a couple of screens, but they are going to play almost the same. They also
Yeah.
have the power that they
Yeah.
have. They also have the movement. They also have the shenanigans. So I think from those, Daughters is the one that loses less.
Daughters
I'm still
will
seeing 80 elves lists. I'm still seeing like 80 elves doc lists. Post
Yeah,
nerf.
no, it's literally the same, dude. Except it's
Like-
80 elves, 2 cauldrons, the 2 Khaine Shadowstalkers for tactics, and they used to have 2 units of life takers. They dropped those. That's it.
Yeah.
That's the list.
they go from 4 screens to
Or
2.
Yep.
or you take out the second cauldron and you take the Medusa that goes on foot and some horses or something.
Yeah.
Well,
you
what I have
could. Horses
seen
are
that
bad
people
though.
is-
Blood Drac Medusa is really, really good.
Yeah.
I think you still want the soggy Blood Drac Medusa.
Yeah,
She's
what
just
I
really,
have
really
seen
good.
is people is preferring to remove to the shrine, to the Sagi shrine, and to fill in with another units. They don't want to sacrifice the Seansas and also the sister with the bucklers. So since
No,
this
you
is the base, really the base, and also with Kretusa.
I mean, either way, what I'm saying is their situation is not bad. They have lots of flexibility, and the
yeah.
army is still pretty strong. Like I don't consider them the big
Yeah.
loser here compared to Kharadron cities.
They lost like
like,
200
we-
points. That has
Yeah.
to be a big loser, right? It's just they were so good that losing 200 points won't slow them down. that
Yeah,
much.
it's not. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, the thing is,
Can
and
we
that
talk
is
about
what-
KO? What do we think about KO? Like, what do people think? Because
I think they still have legs.
let's talk about what happened to them. Okay, so first of all, the Celestial Burst Grenade went back to once per battle. It's no longer once a turn.
They just got too expensive,
Um,
man. In this economy, you can't afford a whole rack of grenades. Just one.
Well, so the thing is, if you look at the units that took increases, the Von Group units both took increases. That's
Yeah.
fine. Like, why the hell were these units 100 and sub 100? Like
Because they were
Liberators
pointed for
really-
the index.
Yeah. But Brock didn't go up, and he's a damn good unit in a melee list. Wardens went up, deserved, sure. None of the ships went up, the big ships. You see a frigate and an ironclad in almost every list, or like 2 frigates in every list, and those did not go up.
It's just
But
the
instead-
stuff. It's the stuff that actually wins the game. The infantry and the gun haulers.
Right. And then on top of that, their only playable subfaction, in my opinion, went up. The rest of the subfactions are like actual.
They're all
trash.
bad.
Like,
yeah.
they're not even
they're
good.
just
Yeah.
bad.
So
Yep.
they took a pretty hefty nerf, but again, like I think the thing is for them, I think the average list went up 200 points or something, 220. Because their Zentari and Drundok also went up. I think they just lose like a Wongrim Salvager unit, a couple of them.
They might cut.
they
the
were
dock.
running like
the dock's not necessary
They might
by any
cut the-
means.
really?
It's good, but it's not like a crucial thing. If you need to squeeze 30 points, I think they do it.
I think it's the best backfield holder they have. Because
It zones out. It's
all
good.
those
Yeah.
things counts as like it zones things out, which is exactly what you want.
Just to recall, what they have lose. They have lose the strike first. They cannot also.
Oh yeah, strike
they
first.
cannot.
Yes.
Yes, and also they lost the -1 to hit if they charge for the units that were charging, and I can't recall anything else.
Just points.
The
Anyway.
fight first, I don't know if it's relevant at all. Like 6 wardens do a shit ton of damage. So if you get hit by those, you're still getting deleted. It's just that it's not just like guaranteed overkill now. Like if you can survive 6 wardens due to various defensive buffs, then you get to at least clap back before they hit you again. It means they won't go all in on like running and charging and putting frigates and like 12 wardens and
they were helping them for the matchups like Kruleboyz or Lumineth Wardens that can give you strike last. So they had strike first, so they don't care.
Catharsis says losing the -1 to hit is the biggest nerf. Yeah, I probably agree with you. Yeah, because -1 to hit against some armies is devastating. You fight any destruction and everything is hitting on 5s on the clapback. It's pretty good.
They have lost the critical mass, I think. I think the point changes have made them lose the critical mass. They are the all-in melee build won't have enough gas to finish the job anymore. I think people can put in 2 screens. KO shooting is not good enough to kill like 10 Liberators. You know what I mean? Like they have to dedicate all their shooting to do that, and even then they're still stopped in place because you can't finish the normal move, right? So like any army that brings forward screens will just sacrifice 2 screens happily and then just kill the Kharadron because they just don't have the reload and they don't have the critical mass to kill you in 1 hit anymore. So I think they're still gonna bully the Honest Hammer armies because they're like slaves. They're fast, they're punchy.
Yeah.
They do the Honest Hammer better than most armies now.
Yeah. Also, the shooting is still powerful. So
it is. Yeah, but it's
they
scary.
only need to be more covered.
No, also, Brock didn't get nerfed in points as far as I can tell, and he's like the main engine there because like Alex just said, Brock's fights first, and then the Sky Wardens do it. Yeah, like I think KO stays strong, but like reasonably strong. We'll see how it shakes out. Really,
I think they're like high B tier, low A tier, but we'll talk about them when we get to the tier list, something like that. Kruleboyz, everybody saw that coming. They needed point nerfs. That's it. Nothing to talk about, right? Everybody knew.
Yeah, no, the auditing that I do want to talk about. Did you see where most of those points nerfs were?
Enhancements.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's surprising. Like you are getting penalized, not even for they don't want to penalize Big Wa, basically. But they wanted to punish you for playing Kruleboyz. But honestly, like I know a lot of people are criticizing it, but I think it's the perfect nerf because if your army is like in a way where like every unit either feels too expensive or feels broken, how do you subtract 100 points from that army? You just tax them on every single enhancement and subfaction or whatever they could take.
This is a case where taxing the enhancements is a good way to go because Kruleboyz units are so bad that they shouldn't cost more points.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. But how do you tell them, hey, you should be playing a 1900 point army, but we don't want to nerf any of your units because they're trash?
Well, and they have a lot of cheap units that they can flex to as well. When we get to Lumineth, I'm gonna complain about that because you don't have cheap units. You don't have anything to put in. The cheapest unit was the Cathalar, and now she's 110. She does nothing but being a wizard, and was the thing that you could put inside the list if you have 90 points left.
You know what I would have loved to see instead of Kruleboyz and Lumineth and Daughters and all these armies taking point increases, I would have loved to see every other army just get cheaper, like by 10%. Just cut off 10% from every other army.
Yeah,
I would have loved to see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because those armies feel right. Looking at the list that Kruleboyz are putting out, where they had like 9 to 12 bolt boys, 2x20 blocks of infantry, like 4 units of little guys running around, and they still had like 2 monsters. It's like, that looks like an army. Like that actually feels like you're playing Warhammer. And then I remember back to Index Hammer, and it's like, oh, I've got a 1-drop Krondus build with 2 reinforced cavalry and a reinforced shooter and like 1 screen. It's like 5 units. My list is 5 units. How is that an army? How does this feel like Warhammer?
Unfair.
I mean, if somebody's about to put like 80 Liberators on the board, so
not me.
This is not how Stormcast should work. This is like, it feels dirty. Like anytime Liberators have dropped to 90, you've made a shit book. Like they should, no matter what happens, Liberators should be 100 points and be worth 100 points. If you have to do anything else below that, you fucked up the book or you fucked up your game. One of the two.
They have
I think Vince literally said best. He's like, you want to know how the health of the game is? If Liberators drop below 100 points, that should raise some bells. That should raise some alarms.
And speaking of which, so Kruleboyz, I mean, it sucks, but I think most of them will either continue to play Kruleboyz, just drop either the Gutrapa blocks, or they drop the Bolt Boys, or they stop taking 3 monster killers. They basically pivot out of one of those.
They'll just lose the screen
components
usually.
Yeah, no, not a screen. They have to cut down that component meaningfully. If they were taking 9 Bolt Boys, they take no Bolt Boys. They can cut 2 out of 3 monster killer, or they can reduce their Gutrapa blocks. So it's going down 1 critical mass component, basically.
I mean, they went up almost 300 points. Like, that's not nothing.
Yeah. That's not nothing, exactly. Yeah. That's why I'm like, one of those components in their army has to go. You pick 2 and then you splash the other. You don't take 3 full components. You don't have a full battalion of Bolt Boys and a full battalion of Monster Killers and a full battalion of Gutrapas anymore.
All right, Lumineth.
All right, Lumineth. Let us hear it. Yeah, I don't know anything about this army, so I'm gonna wait for Luis to tell me.
No, it's bad because the cheapest unit was the Cathalar, which was 90 points. Now she got up 20 points. The Blade Lords went up as well. The Twins went up. Eltarion went up. All the things that people were using went up, except for the Wardens, which were not taking that much. And the problem with Lumineth is that the other builds, which were the Huracan units, got nerfed before this, so they are super expensive. And the Alaric builds, they make no sense because they reduce 1 Ren. Why would you take them if you can take Blade Lords who can be ethereal? And they can have a 5 of war just by having a guy.
And -1 hit.
And mortal wounds. And mortal wounds on 2-ups. Yeah.
Exactly. So there is no point on taking the Alaric stuff. So
it's
went
just
to a very weird.
It just has to do with efficiency. Like the list building for the Alarith stuff is much more efficient. You just get the same units basically. They're a little bit worse, but you get the same number of units and you just get like more stuff on top of it, right? Like that's what it was in Index Hammer. That's why people at the end of the indexes were pivoting into the Alarith stuff. And it was 0 fun to play against. Good lord, I hated playing against that stuff.
So it's weird, and they nerfed both of the subfactions with a 10 point, the Sinari and the Vanari, which people were taking either of them. And also the only artifact that is good was nerfed before that. So you are taking a lot of taxes. The terrain piece as well, which I don't think that terrain pieces should be cost points because you don't have other options. So it's like, take it or not take it. Why do I buy this thing then? So I don't know. I don't like the change. I pivoted my list because I am taking them to Worlds, and I think it still works, but it's gonna hurt them. You're gonna hurt. Other builds are gonna be hurt. The other Vanari stuff is gonna be hurt because the cavalry is also very expensive.
And that's what I was complaining about. I was like, if you're building other Vanari that's not Blade Lord focused, you've nerfed essentially every single other Vanari build out there.
Exactly.
And Huracan is just, in my opinion, if you can't lean heavy into Huracan, maybe you can take a couple Foxes at best. Kangaroos are dead. Like, Kangaroos are not even a unit anymore. I don't know what that army does.
And that's the kind of stuff of decisions that I think that should be reviewed carefully, because sometimes the people is taking the units that could have a good mechanics between them, and because the cost of points allows to include it in the roster. So in the moment that you are increasing the cheaper units, you are in troubles building your rosters. You don't have enough space, and suddenly you will be feeling that you are playing Stormcast because it's so elite. And the problem is that there's no answer to response in that case. If you have only elite cost points, there's no answer to that. So I have no even.
Well, I think when they do the Lumineth book, I would love to see this personally. Make the temple stuff elite and powerful, and then the Vanari stuff cheaper and more numerous.
Exactly.
So, like, if you want to play a more elite army with like a couple 2 blocks of 10 Stone Guard, couple mountains, and like maybe like a couple something else, like that should be the army. Like, you should have really powerful elemental spirits, and then the regular guys should be weaker and cheaper.
Yeah.
Yep.
I almost want Wardens and Sentinels should be cheaper but less good, but make all the specified temple stuff really, really good. Like Alaric should be like Reclusian level. The Hurricanes should be like Vanguard Raptor level.
Yeah, Blade Lords feel good because they are elite infantry unit that slaps hard, that can tank. They feel like a Stormcast unit. But the Wardens shouldn't be that tanky. So they should go down in points, and they should be something that you can flex to. So have screens. You don't have screens.
The crit mortal really skews it though. That's my opinion. Like when the problem they did is like giving it's like how Nighthunt's old Ethereal was holding the army's design space back. Like Vanari can't do that because they've arbitrarily decided every Vanari needs crit mortals or crit auto wound.
Yeah. It should be crit wound, and then the battle formation should make it crit mortal for the turn. And that way you can make the units, better on the baseline because they're not relying on having crit mortals. It's impossible to design.
But also, they should not. Mortals. When they get their book, I don't want them to do this temple nonsense. Like, you should be able to combine different temples. Without it being such a fucking burden. Like, give them something else. Like, actually pivot into how they play the game.
Yeah.
Flesh-eater courts.
Okay, so I'm surprised they got nerfed because I thought, in my cynical mind, I'm like, no, you know what? This is going to be one of those cases where the book just came out a little too soon, close to a little too close to the Battlescroll, and they were just not going to ignore it, or they were going to ignore it. They went the other way around. They just gutted Flesh Eaters. Like, the stuff that the first early builds, like the crazy ones, are just dead, right? Like, they nerfed the Christmas Regiment of Renown. They ruined Christmas. They went back in time and nerfed Christmas because of Flesh Eater Courts. Right?
And I was looking at the entire Battlescroll, and I'm like, okay, they didn't do like more than plus 30, minus 30 on anything, and then Gourmet's like plus 40.
Plus 40, yeah.
Yeah, just like, okay.
Yeah, and
funny.
Frankly, they should have done more, because I think Flesh Eaters is gonna be one of, if not the best army after this all shakes out. Because Ghoul Spam, even without +1 damage, Ghoul Spam is still really good. Right? Ghouls just do a ton of damage, and you just get a lot of them on the field. I'm sure David can attest to how many ghouls you can put on the table.
My God, I was so happy that when Fett got nerfed, I was like, you don't know, like when you where you're setting up armies and you your opponent's like, I have 100 ghouls, and you're just staring at 100 ghouls, 4 heroes, and Ursharon. You're like, why does this exist?
Yeah.
Why? It feels like you're playing 3,000 points, and I have 1,500.
No, wait till people bring out the monster spams.
Yes,
there is a list with 3 Terrorgeist, 3 zombie dragons, and those run in charge heroes, zombie abhorrent ghoul kings and whatever. Plus the Shuran.
Oh yeah,
their monsters are dirt cheap.
Yeah, they are.
A single one of their monsters costs 1.5 Vanguard Paladors, basically.
Jesse, if you're watching this, we're gonna get them nerfed, buddy. I swear, we're doing it. We're getting them nerfed.
Dude, I've seen them played on. I've played against them on TTS now a couple times. That list is actually insane, and they punch out a shit ton of damage.
Do you remember first edition monster trucks? That's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They just it's just you get cosplay as death now.
Which
is
I
feel like we do better. I almost feel like we do better into that though. Like, it's easier for me to point a long strike at something and just delete that monster, because 6 long strikes will delete a Terrorgeist. It will not delete 40 ghouls.
They'll delete
the
one.
problem is they have 4 more.
There's 5 more or 6 more on the table.
Yeah, and each of them is going to be moving 12 plus 6 auto 6, because they can run in charge of that stupid zombie dragon lord and get +2 to charge. So have fun dealing with that.
The problem is you don't have enough screens. If you only have 1 screen in your list, you don't have enough screens, because they're going to drop a zombie dragon out first turn. They'll stay everything stays back because it's all 12-inch flying move, so it can stay back. First turn, they're going to drop a zombie dragon. It's going to move D6. It's going to breathe, charge, fight, kill your screen. That's all they do first turn. They don't have to do anything else. Second turn, everything else charges you. Usually with fight twice in the Ghoul King, with +2 attacks, +3 attacks, +4 attacks. It just gets stupid, right? It's a very straightforward list. It does this one thing, and it's going to do it very well because it has enough bodies to do that. Because it can throw away that zombie dragon in round 1 and not really affect anything that's happening in the game.
And this is, I feel so bad because this is a really good list, but if you actually go out and buy this, that kit is going to be retired for sure. You're on a clock.
Oh yeah,
so you buy eight of those kits. It's so cynical almost, the way they do this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they don't
honestly,
make
one might-
rules to sell models, don't you know? They just don't do it, man.
It just keeps happening. It's a happy coincidence, man. I don't know how this happened. Jesus.
I think there's less feel bad though about going up against monsters than like 200 zombies. I don't know. I think people are sick of seeing 200x death models, like because especially with third edition, I think people would rather fight against like zombie dragons and stuff.
I'm good.
Well, how is an abhorrent Ghoul King on Terrorgeist 350 and Stormdrake Guard?
Oh my!
310?
No. You know what the best
Oh,
comparison
that makes
is?
no sense.
Ghoul King 350, Ionis 400. Their profiles are almost the same, but Ghoul King is like just better. He has -1 save, but he's just almost better, strictly better. It's hilarious.
Ionos is
Alright.
380 now.
Yeah, it's 380 now. He's
Hey.
Yeah. Eric is
Yeah, I mean,
340.
don't get me wrong. The fact that this list exists is fun. Like big monsters is fun. It's one of the things that makes AOS fun. I don't want to take that away. I just don't want it to like.
No,
like,
dude. This should be how monsters play. This is how monsters should feel.
Yeah, it's just that why do our monsters not feel like this? Like, what is Krondis doing at 540, man? Like, why are we doing this to him?
Telling you, they drop Drakesworn 20 more. I could run 5 Drakesworn.
Yeah,
It'd probably be
let
horrible.
me run some the City Dragons. I would like that. Like, drop the Night Draconis more, whatever.
So,
But good for Fleshita Courts. I'm happy. At least they get to keep.
I
their armor.
got one more thing to say. There's the Ghoul mode, which is still going to be very good. There's Monster mode, which is still going to be very good. And then there's also Horror mode. Horror mode is not going to get nerfed because the other two are going to be way more popular because they're more flashy. But Horror mode is way simpler to play, and sometimes people just kill themselves by charging weak enough units that you just like do mortal wounds before you get to attack them. Horrors are very, very scary. And then they go up to Rend 3 on the charge, so they are going to just... You know I'm talking about like slaves running over Honest Hammer armies and like Kharadron running over Honest Hammer armies. Horrors just bash those armies in the head because with Rend 3 you don't care, right? Like, oh, Varangard, oh, see ya, you're dead. So I think Flesh Eaters, in my opinion, is going to be the top army. There's just too many. There's too many ways to do it.
And the thing is, like, this is the one book I've seen where everything's playable. There's no like bad parts of the army.
Well,
Flares maybe,
the
but everything's playable.
Flares are good. They had to get nerfed. They're actually very good.
Yeah.
I think Feck has been good since the end of third. I like this is like getting ridiculous at this point.
Yeah.
Somebody likes them because their models are sick. The new models are kind of sick, and I'm honestly surprised they didn't retire the Terrorgeist kit and give us a new one.
Next edition, probably.
Yeah, those models are also funny. I love the new heroes, the latest heroes. They are funny to be painted.
Yeah, their lore is funny too. If you read about their lore, the way they talk, it's really funny.
Yeah.
All right, big winners.
So Seraphon can just bring 100, 200 points more. Stegodons are like racing Mortek crawlers to the bottom to see who can be the cheapest monster the fastest. 170 point Stegodons, man. Stegodons do like garbage damage, but you can bring 6 of them, and you can still bring 2 soggy Carnosaurs.
Okay, I like Seraphon. Okay, I just don't want to buy them because I know for a fact they're going to replace those monsters.
Yep.
Yeah.
That Engine of the Gods is for sure getting replaced. It's such a weird looking model. Doesn't look like it belongs in AOS.
Well, the engine, Stegodon itself, the monster,
it's
underneath
very static.
it's too small.
All their modics.
It's
too small and too static.
Yeah,
they need like some giant pie plates, basically.
Mm-hmm. So good for.
But good for them. I saw the list. I think they can bring like a Slann, a Carnosaur, 12 Agrodons, and 12 Crocs. So they're locked and loaded.
But it will be as well like an honest Warhammer, right? They go straight.
Yeah, their best rule, their army rule is basically +2 to move. Like that's their army.
I don't think giving this army another 150 points really changes what they do.
No.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They're waiting on the book.
That's the feeling.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's the concern because at the end, the Battlescroll, unfortunately, is not changing the bat rules on an army. So independently, if you can add even 2 or 3 more units, it doesn't changing at the end how doesn't feel after the third round. You are you are being overloaded. Believe me, it doesn't
I don't
feel
feel
good.
as bad because it's an index book. Like if you're an index and you feel limited, that's fine. Like what sucks is when a book comes out and then they have to.
Yeah.
The book sucks. Like Kruleboyz. Like I really
Yeah.
feel for Kruleboyz players. Like their book, they are stuck with this book for the next 2 years at the minimum.
Nighthaunt is the worst. I'm still gonna say
Yeah. It's like they
The
will
only good
play
thing was
a
the
very
DLC.
certain way.
I think Corp.
Okay,
I don't
hear
know.
me out.
Yeah.
120 Source Warrior players have to play the 100 Liberator players.
The libs would win because we have crit mortals
That's true. Shit.
and reserves.
Yeah,
we
you're
just
right.
drop on them, and then Saurus never get through. Oh no, they get the end of turn pile-in move to get on objectives. Okay, yeah, Saurus can win. They just outbody you.
Yeah. And then they reduce your rend because they're taking slans and they increase their own rend or whatever. You know.
Crit mortals. Who cares about rend?
Yeah, the ward.
Yeah, that's
Also the ward on this land. So I definitely choose the warriors.
yeah.
If
but-
Seraphon
good for them.
become good, I don't think they will. But if they become good, it's because they spam something that's efficient. Because thinking about like how Kharadron and slaves would run over this army, that works until you have a couple extra units left at the end that can counterattack and kill you. Right? You need a certain number of units in order to do that. And if Seraphon can find such a unit, it might be Kroxigors, it might be Agrodons, but if they spam enough of it, they can win. It might be Carnosaurs. It might just be the soggy Carnosaurs. They do infinity damage.
I've seen the Carnosaur, the Scarvet, and then just like 18 or 20 something stupid Agrodons.
Yeah.
Just all Agrodon.
And they
That's
won't
actually
they won't win because it's like strategic or good or synergistic. They'll win because the opponent failed the stat check. That's the only reason. Yeah. But that's the weakness, right? Like,
Okay.
how does Kharadron beat Ghoul Spam? I don't think it does. I think it just loses. Like, you killed 2 squads of ghouls, probably, maybe 3. 2 more. Those 2 are enough to kill you.
No, yeah, and since you don't have a replenish, like a reinforcement mechanic, or a proper like pull them back out of combat mechanic, you just get clapped back.
You just die to the counterattack. It's not like Stormcast where we can recycle and then revive a unit. Like, we have some recursion. Kharadron don't. Yeah. Gitz. So, Gitz have recursion, and now they're cheap as chips. I don't think they're going to be good, though, because all of their units suck. They're just, like, the Git mob stuff is just objectively bad. Like, it's actual trash. And
Sunsealers are good now. Like that change they got where they can like move on your turn.
Uh-huh.
I
Wait,
think
they can do that now?
I think they're good.
They can move in the enemy turn?
I mean, they bring so many chariots
Oh.
at this point now too. Like they do so
Yeah.
many. Like the game just wins by movement tricks. Like
Yeah.
the whole way that works. Because like there's a guy in Houston that like has gone 5-0 and 4-1 with the Git stuff like that, the Sunclaw, whatever it's called. Like he wins game. He pretty much wins games by just you not playing the game. And it's at that point where it's cheap enough, and they got the rule changes too. That like it's just gonna elevate that. So
Okay.
I think what's holding it back is nobody wants to buy $100 chariots because that's just like ridiculous.
Yeah, it's 60 points for a model that costs $100.
I literally think
Okay.
I think that's like the biggest gatekeep for that army. It's like are you really gonna spend $100 on a 60-point model? Like no, nobody is. Unless you're just like really bored.
I'm willing to see it, but I haven't seen it, so I don't believe it yet. I'm willing to have my mind changed, though. I would like if that became good, because that would be the ultimate Games Workshop move to make the most obscure, expensive army suddenly becomes top tier.
Maybe, but I mean, I've heard like they have some actual play now. You will start to see more Gits in the meta.
Okay.
Because with their movement tricks, Trogs have always been good, but with their new Goblin movement tricks, it actually makes them playable. They got a lot of good cuts in as far as points go too.
Okay. Speaking of cuts, Ironjawz are very cheap. They are a 3-up stat check now. Did you bring enough damage with enough rend and crit mortals to kill Ironjawz? I hope you did.
Before they kill. And screens.
And screens too, yeah, because they still have some damage units. It's not all MSU.
How much a
screens.
Gorgont is now? 170 or something? 160?
Something. No, what's
They're-
worse
they're-
is you can bring 6 cabbages. That's the most
Yes.
like that is
Oh God.
insane. That is
John-
John Anderson just won a tournament.
I was
and he
at that
went
that was a GT I was
Yeah.
at.
5-0
he was-
with 5 cabbages, and he got a 6
5.
one.
There's a 6th one.
Like I
Oh my
told him when I
God.
saw him at the tournament, I thought he was trolling everybody. Like I didn't really believe you could fit 5 cabbages and 2,000 points. And then I went back and looked at the points. I'm like, oh shit, you can.
Can that still be 5 regiments, or do you need to go Ox for that?
5 regiments.
5
'Cause
regiments.
you
Because
can bring
Gorp,
him in.
yeah, the
Okay.
Gorp could just add, I guess, Maul Crusher as like the leader or whatever. I don't know.
So it could be 3 drops.
I mean, even if it isn't, for 300 points, they could just bring backline holders like Rekkas or something. Like, it's not a...
True.
Yeah. And it's like, if you look at Gorgruntas, they were 170. I think they went down 10 points. It's like, imagine Stormstrike Paladors at 160.
That would be nice.
Like-
yeah.
Yeah, and I played against, on TTS, against they have an army of renown called Big Pigs, or like Hog, I don't know what it's called.
Hog
But it's like
Wild.
all big pigs.
Oh yes,
The
Yeah.
big pigs and the gruntas, and he had 4 of those big pigs. Like, remember what Rob played against us, like the Tusk Boss and
Yep.
the Maw Grouger or whatever. He had like 4 of those in different combinations, and then everything else was a Gorgrunta. The amount of space that army can occupy on the board and still have damage left over is actually insane. He had like 2 units of Gorgrunta 30 wound screens, 2 units lining his back so I can't deep strike, 2 units on the objectives. They have all the units they need to do everything they want.
They can bring Kraknos now.
Oh yeah, Craig does too. Yeah.
They are so cheap that they can also bring Kraknos and they can 3d6 charge you with everything. So
Yeah, it's armored goblins, like Alex Butler said. It's like it's weird. It's like, imagine if Stormcast, like this is what I mean. Like, Stormcast should not be at a point where we have 90-point Liberators. Like, feels weird to have a 3-up save army that has this many units.
Mhm.
They feel like the new Kruleboyz, like where 3rd edition, where like they were bringing like 300 plus wounds. That's how Ironjawz.
oh
Like,
yeah,
I think they're like at that point where it's
Yeah.
like it's no longer about the army. Who cares about it? It's about I have a circle base with a 3+ save and I have 200 plus wounds. You have to deal with this.
Yeah.
yeah,
But like,
correct.
no, to be fair to them, Gorgruntas don't do that much damage if they're not on the charge, right? If you can tie them up, they do nothing.
Oh yeah.
But the problem is they don't even care if Gorgruntas
Mhm.
charge, because that's just cherry on the cake. They're just holding space with Gorgruntas, catching your unit, and then killing it with a big pig. That's like -2 and 5 damage or something.
yeah, the big pigs hit very, very hard.
Yep. That's their whole
Yeah.
game plan. It's gonna work. Like, I don't think there's some armies, like I look at like what's that? Like how does Lumineth deal with this? Like, I don't think they can.
I don't know how well.
They don't have that kind of volume damage to deal with 3-up saves on this level.
Well, with the Blade Lords, but
Yeah, they got nerfed.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe
you'll kill
Yeah.
one. You'll kill one big pig.
I'm going
Maybe
into
they're
work without screens.
maybe they're creating all these stat check armies because they want control to matter.
What do you mean? And let's take, your
Yeah, but
control
you
away
can't
from-
do anything. The thing is, it only matters if the stat check army doesn't kill you fast enough. Also, that is not true
Yeah.
in case of the Ironjawz.
Yeah, so like, well, like the MSU pig screens, they don't do any damage off the charge, right? So it's like they have some hammers, but they can't be everywhere, and there's not that many of them. If they bring like I'm thinking about the ghouls thing. If you can just outnumber them, no, okay. I'm trying to like create a cool reason why they're doing this, that they're creating a bunch of stat check armies. I don't think it's by design. I think it's an accident.
No,
I don't
they
think it's by design. I think they
No.
just don't realize they're doing it. Like, Ironjawz is one of
Yeah.
those armies that was down there with us at the
Yeah.
45% win rate. So sure, they need
Mhm.
buffs, but like, they haven't thought about what happens when these buffs hit Ironjawz the same way the buffs hit Kruleboyz, where suddenly we were at a point where Kruleboyz was just this dirt cheap army. Like, that's gonna happen to Ironjawz, and it exists in these wild swings. Like, if you have like a stock trader brain, there's this thing called like implied volatility, where the stock swings like really high on any given day.
Mhm.
IV. It's like, that's what's happening. It's like their stock suddenly goes from like 45% overnight to like 60, just because it becomes a stat check. It hits critical mass.
Mhm. Yeah, they should have changed the rules, not the points.
Yeah,
should
like
have
Mighty
implemented
Destroyers
something
should be
like-
better. I don't know why they can't just give them 3rd edition Mighty Destroyers. I was very happy with that rule. That was a very good rule to have
Yeah,
for that army.
and that's my point. At the end, if Games Workshop is developing some rules, some mechanics in the top armies, I suppose that they would also improve some rules, some mechanics, some synergies in the bottom armies. That's
Yeah.
what I was
Ironjawz
expecting.
and especially for that book, because their book is already out. They're one of the first 4 books,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Am I right?
Yeah,
Like Slaves of
yeah.
Darkness, us, Skaven, them. Yeah. So it's like they need to go in there and be like, sorry, we're rewriting a rule to make our army better. I do not want this army to be like 300 wounds and 3+ saves that I cannot get through.
Because they are gonna be on top,
Yeah.
and then they're gonna nerf them again, and they are gonna be in the bottom again.
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's wild
up and down,
swings.
up and down, up and down.
Yep.
Yeah, and if we are thinking that Sogi comes or could be the answer for that kind of books, we are expecting wrongly. I mean, it's not the way. And Games Workshop should know that rescuing some armies only with the Scores of Giant and profiles is not good.
I'm gonna say it. We need bounty hunters back.
Yes.
Right? A reason to build your list in a specific way, a counter to all these trash stat check armies that are just flooding the board, giving your elite units actually giving you more damage. We need bounty hunters to come back.
I think I just hate this
No.
like this push pull of like
Yeah.
they just make iron like I think what also was like annoying is like Ironjawz is like a popular army. Like it's like there's a lot of Ironjawz players, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like it's
Mhm.
not like it's not some
Yeah.
obscure it's not some like obscure like army that like nobody really plays or anything. Like Ironjawz is super popular. Like
Yeah.
them like I'll give you an example. At my GT a couple weeks ago, like Ironjawz is like what a 40% win rate or something before this battle
45
scroll.
before this.
45, yeah.
40,
So like
42,
they're really,
42,
like
yeah.
42, 45, yeah. So like really, really low. They were still one of the most played armies. Like nobody cares. So like you're giving the super popular army like all this ammunition to go forward, and it's like it's just I feel like it's just going to create more feel bad in the meta, if anything.
Because they are destruction players. They want to go with the toys and beat the other guy and just fight them.
Like, to be fair, like we got a ton of points cuts, and we'll talk about ourselves in a bit. But it's like I think because like we're never trying to our stat checks are just not good. Like that's the thing. We cannot bring a stat check and necessarily have like tons and tons of damage that we can dish out. Like you can deal with it pretty easily because most of our stuff that hits really, really hard also loses damage really, really fast as we start losing health. It's just a different army, and like I feel like they just like there was this gaping hole in 3rd edition where they never realized what happens when you double reinforce units. They never tested for that. I feel like they never test for what happens if an army hits critical mass and whether it's better to give them rules changes over points buffs.
They obviously know you can do that. They do it in 40k. Didn't they just redesign the Lion and the Necron?
Oh yeah, the
dudes?
AdMech, the Adeptus Mechanicus data slate is a 1 page that makes the book useless. It's like 2 pages now, almost.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like it's about to become a pamphlet. It's not even like a data slate.
They can do this. They know they can do this. Is it a matter of AOS is not popular enough to justify the resources, or
I think it's like that. I think like because like 40k like Mergonk, like remember I forgot what it was. There was like a big meme for like a good like 6 months where some Tyrannid motor bug like they just gave it like +1 damage. Like they just like straight up changed the profile in it. So like 40k has been doing this for like a while. Like they'll just go in and be like, okay, we're not gonna fix this unit with points like they did with the Lion, like you said. Like we're just gonna like rewrite some of this stuff. And I think it really is just resource. I think it's like, well, 40k is our baby that makes us all our money. So we got to make sure this is correct. And then AOS just gets like the scraps.
Yeah, so it's like I remember Custodes, like the golden bikes were completely unplayable for like 2 years. And then they went in and made 1 rule change and suddenly everyone was buying them. It's like they didn't fix it with points because if they just keep duffing points, there comes a time you can just take 50 bikes. It's like that's what Ironjawz is going through. I feel like they should just like at this point they should just redesign the battle trade section. But anyway, I'm beating a dead horse.
They are going to be they could fix this if they started going to the online rules, but that's not going to happen because
that's not
they don't change rules that much because they want to sell those books. So the only thing that I can think of is that we stop buying the books from them.
I did. I haven't bought a battle tome at all this edition. They're garbage. They're like a trash.
If I'm gonna
product.
have Yeah, and if I'm gonna have to check the rules for all my opponents online, why would I buy mine?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go to another site anyway to check the rules for my opponent. So I'll just check mine as well.
Yeah,
And I buy the book, and 2 weeks later the rules are different anyway.
and Battletomes used to have really good sections for lore and art showcases and model showcases. The hobby part of the Battletomes is like literally 1 or 2 pages with the most basic guides on how to do things. It's like there's just a bad product. Like, who are they for? They don't even have that much story.
That's a premium price now. It's consistently been going up. It was $32 a book when I first started playing AOS. It's like 55 now.
Yeah, and when when I started playing AOS, the Battletomes were just like, they had War Scrolls, and there was no enhancements back then. There was no army rules, so it was like the War Scrolls were free. You could just get them, but they were like conveniently in the Battletome. The Battletomes were literally for people who wanted story, art, and hobby stuff, and they sold poorly. They sold very poorly. And so I thought they hit a pretty good middle ground with 2nd and 3rd edition Battletomes, but then the 4th edition ones are just really bad. Like, there's just no reason to buy them.
Yep.
And they started putting in the boxes, and I think that was a very good idea, because you get the value of the box, you get your tome, and that's a different thing. But just like that, it's like,
I missed the painting guides. They had some good like ideas and like what to do, but I missed that part.
All right, tangent.
All
right, us.
In that point, I just feel that the latest Battletomes has been a little bit better than probably 1 year ago Battletomes, and that includes the Stormcast. The way that right now has been designed, the mechanics, and also the synergy in the new books feels good. And I regret that Stormcast is not belonging to that new, the new recent Battletomes writing.
It happens every edition. We're the first book, so we will not get after they have fleshed out the design for the edition. We don't get much. We get points, but not much else.
It's going to happen every time, as long as we keep having 3-year editions. We need to move to like a longer edition cycle, 5 years probably. Spend the first 3 years getting all the books out, then do like a mid-season narrative campaign, update the first couple armies with the supplements, right? And then let the last 2 years play out with like crazy wacky rules.
Yeah. But yeah, it could be. It's fine. We'll get our book soon within 2 years, so it's whatever.
Yeah.
Do it all over again.
Do it all over again. Exactly.
Okay, so I put Stormcast in the big winners section, but I have a question mark here, because we'll talk about it in more detail. I actually don't think we benefited much from this. Like, in a vacuum, right? No, not considering any other army, I think Stormcast got basically 0 change. But we'll talk more in depth about that. I want to talk about Sylvaneth first. Does anyone know what Sylvaneth is doing? Because I think they've just gone extinct, because as long as you can charge faction terrain, there's just no reason to play Sylvaneth. They can't play strategically when you give your opponent every charge they could possibly want. You give them, like, infinity mobility. How do you win games when you're giving your opponent such a huge advantage?
They are not doing well in percentage win rate. They are not that great, but I don't see that they are that bad. The Monster Mash, Alariel, with Durthu, with Racha, with all that stuff, it's not that bad. But I don't know if they changed enough. I don't see many changes with this to them. So I don't know. I guess that people are not playing them because they were pretty bad at the beginning with the forests.
The point cuts are nice. I've heard some talks about like Lady of the Vines seeing a lot more play now, because I think she basically puts out like a free woods out there. Mm-hmm. Other than that, the list pretty much is the same. I think people take either Beltanos, Scourgegar, Drycha, a couple of Tree Revenants, and then a bunch of Kurnoth in whatever combination. Some shooters, some fighters, or both shooters. Basically, it's the same. If I've seen maybe one list where I think it's like Warsong Revenant,
Alariel,
Beltanos, and then a bunch of Spite Riders, like those Bug Lancers, because the new ones do a lot more damage. So that's basically what it's a version of Honest Warhammer.
It
That's all
feels
I
like
know.
there's no passion driving the Sylvaneth design. Like there's no vision. Like Nighthaunt
It
has a
is
vision.
index, right?
Yes.
It is an index army.
So maybe the battle tome fixes it. But I
Yeah.
feels bad. Okay, let's
Feels
talk.
bad.
think
Let's
that's-
talk.
I feel for Sylvaneth the same I do for Seraphon. Like a lot of potential, but as long as it's an index form, it is not going to be realized until they get their tome. They're waiting for their book.
I hope so. I hope all the wait is worth it. Okay, Stormcast.
I just want to mention one big winner real quick before we go to Stormcast specific stuff.
Go for it.
Hedonites of Slaanesh.
Yeah.
That is going to
Oh,
blow
yeah.
up.
Yeah,
And-
Slash
They
and
got
I
a lot
wanna-
of juicy cuts.
Yeah, they're gonna be.
You're gonna start to see Seeker Cavalry. You're gonna start to see more Painbringers didn't go down as much. Glutos definitely got some help.
Mhm. Bluetooth was
Uh,
already
Mhm.
like the best unit they had. They were playing it a
so,
lot.
so expect Hedonites to get a. Also, because of the top armies becoming nerfed, I think Hedonites jumps up a little bit.
And I wanted to ask you
Yep.
very quickly about the new dwarfs, the Chaos Dwarfs.
Oh, we can talk about them when we go to the tier list because I have a lot of thoughts on the
Yeah.
dwarfs.
Okay.
A lot.
Okay.
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 I went from very excited to not at all, and then I'll tell you guys where I
Oh.
landed after that. Okay, Stormcast. We have a lot of green. How much of it actually matters?
I wanna cry.
Maybe the Liberators shield. Okay, here's my list of stuff that actually matters. Liberators, and I don't like it. I don't like that the Liberators matter. 90-point Liberators shouldn't exist, but they do. Annihilators going down is good. That actually will make a difference. Because that 60 points is just the amount you need to upgrade a unit of Questers. Sometimes that's what you get in a list.
Yep.
That's the best change.
Yeah. That's the
In
most
my
important.
opinion, the change in this is the most impactful.
Annihilators and
it's enabled
Tornets.
spam. It's enabled
and
spam
Tornets.
again.
Yeah, my Comet Fall list went down over 100 points. Pretty stoked about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Celeste,
About
go ahead.
Liberators. About Liberators, they are now in the same level like the Greek Hounds, and I prefer the Greek Hounds because they move much better.
They do.
And this, I don't know, and also the tactics, and also these battle plans requires more movement. So it doesn't matter at the end if they can create mortal wounds right now, but they don't leave the tag of the screen. So I prefer a screen that could move a lot of instead of resilience on one screen.
It's a trade-off,
To me.
and I'll tell you why. You're right. Gryph-hounds are faster. They score tactics better. In a screen, it's 6 versus 5. I would rather take a Gryph-hound. There's Liberators as a body of 10 wounds on a 3-up save actually does matter because a lot of the times Stormcast gets to go first. We have a higher number of drops. The opponent says you go first. When you take those Liberators and put them on side objectives, things they don't want to commit their strongest things to, they cannot just ignore it with like a trash unit. It has to be like at least a Gorgrunta level unit to deal with like 5 Liberators. They can't commit something like, a unit of Fellbats to deal with Liberators. That's not going to work. So in that sense, Liberators are kind of good at 90. I wish they weren't. They don't feel like Liberators. They feel like alternate Gryph-hounds. That's my only concern.
Yeah. It's because my thought is based on if you have the decision to start, you won't leave your Liberators in the sky. You will put it in front, and you will try to be the first layer to be hit, to counter charge to your opponent. So at the end, it doesn't matter if you have Liberators or Gryph-hounds. To me, doesn't make change. They are not creating a change, even if they are dropping points. I doesn't have the feeling that we should rescue or we should change some things just because the Liberators went down 10 points. So that's my feeling.
Unless you spam them. The thing is, if you've
Oh,
spammed them,
probably. But I prefer to have another kind of units instead of a span of Liberators.
All right, other
Yeah,
changes?
and also let's see how much the meta changes for this board controlled stuff with a lot of stuff or a monster mash. So it would shift into that. What do you take? Because they have different roles.
Liberators have gotten
Yeah,
so
but
cheap
let-
where
let-
I would consider running Scouting Force with them. Like I would
Exactly.
bring them in my list so I could do Scouting Force.
You leave the good
But-
stuff in the sky. You put the Liberators down. You
Well, no,
advance, and you take.
So one thing I talked about this when we talked about battle tactics. I said if I'm running a list that has like Night Judicators, Stormdrake Guard, units that I don't want my opponent to kill, but they can't score Scouting Force, like I want to incentivize my opponent to kill my screens. Right, with the Stormcast win by having hammers left alive rounds 3, 4, 5. If we have a hammer unit, we almost certainly win. It's those first 3 turns that are really risky. If we handle those turns well, we usually roll into a victory. And if we bring Liberators, instead of like let's say you cut down your Quester unit into 2 units of Liberators, you gain 20 points, which might matter, might not. But that gives you 2 different units to do Scouting Forces, to do screening, to do all sorts of different things. And if your opponent looks at these Liberators and they take the bait, they're killing a screen. They're putting a hammer unit in position for us to then go in and kill that unit, which is exactly what we want. So I think there is room for 3 or 4 units of Liberators in just like swap out your Questers, bring another unit, and you've got Scouting Force right there. Those 3 units are your Scouting Force. Because even the replacements of those units can still score stuff, right? The replacements of the Liberators are also a scouting unit. So if Restless Energy proves too difficult to control every objective reliably, I think we pivot into Scouting Force and we use Liberator screens.
Could be.
All right. So what in the good changes?
Yeah.
We see Celestian Prime. Great. Bastion. Great. We need and Tornus especially. Tornus is now our cheapest.
Tornus is a big deal. Tornus is a very big deal. Estrella was 220 and she was considered like the gold standard for Stormcast. Like start most lists with Estrella. Tornus is now that. We don't get the wizard, but we don't have to pay 70 points. And honestly, I'd rather not have a wizard. I'd rather just save the 70 points a lot of times. So Tornus is a big deal.
Tornus is good. I've played against him. Tristan played against me at Gateway Open. And he basically used it like a mobile Knight Azeros and something to rally recycled prosecutors.
Yeah. That's pretty much his purpose, right? Like you're probably going to bring prosecutors. If you're playing Stormcast, you're probably bringing prosecutors in your list. Even if you don't, I still think he can see play. Like there's probably a double cav build out there that's like Javelin Paladors and Tempestors or Concussors. You know, like Antornus makes it work because he makes the regiments. Like he's the best Vanguard hero now.
Mm-hmm.
Lord Aquilor, like,
oh yeah,
he's dead. I'm sorry, David, but he's dead.
He scored me Restless like twice at my
Yeah.
GT.
Yeah,
So
Tornus is
he
gonna
did,
do
like,
that now.
But yeah, no, Taurus just does that, especially because you can just portal him through now.
Yeah.
Lord Terminus was interesting, but it's nice to see. Like he's the same point as Reclusians now, which is good.
I wanted him to be 140. Like that feels more appropriate. He never felt like a 150 point hero. But the change doesn't matter. 10 points off that package makes literally no difference. Ionis down 20. I still think he's overcosted, but
by 20. He I think he needs 20 more. 20, 30 more. Like 350. Like if Abhorrent Ghoul Kings are gonna be 350, I think he should be 350.
Ionis his cost might not matter compared to the cost of other stuff he would bring. Like for example, if you pair him with Praetors and Tornus, he's basically translocating himself out on a 2+ every single time, and then back into Tornus range where he can automatically heal potentially 9 health, at minimum 3, at most 9 health. That's really significant healing. It's a big CP dump, but it's impactful, right?
Yeah. 6 trainers with him is pretty good.
Yeah, the problem I have with Vexilor healing like on Krondus is that it rolls 1 way too often for me. So it's like, okay, heal D3 every hero phase, great. But if I die in 2 turns and I healed 1 on one of those turns, the Vexilor did basically nothing for me. So the guaranteed minimum heal of 3 on Tornus, and maybe you combine that with an Emerald Life Swarm, and then Ionis starts to look good as like a tanky kind of support unit that can happen to also have flying and a body that can do damage.
Fair. What do we think about Vanquishers?
They need another -10, and then I'd really like them.
You want them at 90?
Yes.
I have a
So
better
you have
proposition
them,
for
but not
you.
the
I
rate.
don't think they should be 90 points. I think they should be 180, 170 points for 10 minimum.
Sure. Yeah, I just want to run a squad of 10, right? Like I don't care about them as a unit of 5. That doesn't matter anymore. Liberators would be that unit.
Yep.
And Vindictors just don't exist, apparently. They just don't exist.
No, I would want the same for Vindictors. I think Vindictors should be 160 for 10, and their rule should not be anti-charge rend. It should be anti-charge damage. +1 damage.
They are trying to sell the Skaven Tide. That is why they didn't. Liberators are the cheapest, and
you
you
see
will
that.
not. Well,
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
It is a little baffling that we don't have a Redeemer unit that isn't unit size 10 at this point.
Because
Like
they're
how-
reinforced to 20,
Yeah.
and Stormcast should never have a unit with more than 10 models.
Yeah.
that would be crazy.
It's 40mm bases, so it would be really stupid. Yeah, I agree.
I've seen it. Remember Mergonk, the Stormkeep lists in first edition?
30, yeah, I remember.
2x30 Liberator squads. That
Yeah,
was
yeah, I
so
remember.
stupid. It just looked awful. Good lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to wield 40mm bases in those numbers, yeah.
Grand Hammers
Yeah.
going down 10 points is
Good.
it's fine. Doesn't really matter, but it's like
This unit started at 240.
Yeah.
I think the Praetors are interesting though, because they're the same price for Reclusians.
yes, but
Yes.
Annihilators are cheaper and Annihilators are just better.
Yeah, you could just
2+ save is better than a 5+
It's
board.
better
for
than
the most
5
part.
up board. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it depends. It depends on list too. Like
Yeah.
if I take an Ionist list, I would sometimes take 6 Praetors with them as like a.
I would certainly consider it. Yeah. Yeah, I would consider reinforcing them now. I didn't before. I think before we would never reinforce Praetors. Now it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
Um,
was thinking, how about we make a list with Krazai, the Praetors, and we try to recycle him, maybe? I haven't done the
He's
math
too
yet.
big to recycle. He doesn't fit in the bin,
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
unfortunately.
112. Hard.
Yes.
Unfortunately,
Alright.
going back to the Annihilators, it doesn't matter the points because we don't have a reliable delivery mechanic.
Yeah.
So that's a
Well,
problem.
we have Lord Celestin, like
That's-
with Quicksilver, but
I-
that's
they-
defensive.
So Annihilators have 2 modes. There's the Deep Strike mode, which I personally don't think is a good way to play because I'm trying to go 5-0. I'm not trying to 4-1. I'm trying to win the whole event. So I'm trying to max my battle tactics, win every game, and win it with max score as close as possible, right? That's my goal. For me, then, having a gambling strategy just doesn't work for me. So the Deep Strike mode for me is off the table. And I hope it actually I want to clarify this. I hope it's actually a good mode. I hope people want to play it. Like, I hope people build Lord Imperator, Gardas lists, and they have fun with it, because it should be a viable way to play Stormcast. I just personally don't think it's the way to go. That said, there's another mode for Annihilators, which is the Get Charged mode, which both kinds of Annihilators are very, very good at. Because what we're going to be doing going forward is we're going to be putting 6 Annihilators in front of 6 Questers, and we're going to have probably 2 Tempestors or maybe some Prosecutors nearby to give them Thunderhead bonus for +1 to hit. When those Annihilators get charged, they usually give an enemy strike last, and then a combination of 6 Annihilators and 6 Questers will do a max of 76 damage on 2s, 3s, Rend 1 before your opponent has a chance to attack. And then, let's say you fail to strike first, well, you're still dealing with a ton of health on 2-up and 3-up saves. Sometimes with 5-up boards.
They're gonna have to, they're gonna have to target everything into the Annihilators because they cannot swift and not kill them.
Yeah.
So
And-
your Questors are going to go full against them.
And what makes that work, because you could put Grand Hammers behind instead of the Questers, but what makes that work strategically is that the Questers can just teleport somewhere else, right? Normally when you dedicate 460 points sitting somewhere in the middle of the board, if your opponent doesn't charge you and they just ignore it and they walk around you, like,
There's not much you can do.
sucks, yeah. But Questers can teleport, so they make that work. So I think that's the mode. And then Grand Hammers, of course, have the Lord Celeste and Quicksilver Draft combo, which is very good. And I think we might have to start pivoting into MSU Grand Hammers to deal with the stat check armies. Like,
Yeah,
3 Grand Hammers
Also-
do a lot of damage.
yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
so glad you brought this up. Because people have asked me how you do this, and the answer is redeploy.
Yeah, you redeploy
You
in
have
the
to
enemy
use
turn.
redeploy.
It's like a pseudo
Yes,
run-in
yep.
charge. It's awful.
Yes, you have to use. Yeah, it's awful, but that's how you get close to where you want to go. It's it's what I did with Gotrek. I basically redeployed him almost every turn to get more movement out of him.
Yeah, I do it with the Light of Eltarion as well, and he has better move. Because they deploy like, okay, you will move 8, whatever. Okay, I redeploy, I move 5. Oh my god, now you are going to be moving another 8, and I'm gonna reach you.
And I think the MSU Grandhammer style might actually work now that it's cheap enough, because when they threaten a strike last on countercharge, right? If you get that 8+, it doesn't matter if you're charging 3 inches or 12 inches, as long as the roll was 8+, you can give the enemy strike last, and like that can be game swinging. And when you have 1 unit of Grandhammers, that probably won't come up. Maybe once in 5 games it'll come up. But if you had 3 units of Grandhammers, it's going to come up a lot more often, because 1 unit will fail, it'll die, but then the next unit still has a chance to do it again. Like and it's only 180 points. You're not losing the whole game when you lose 3 Grandhammers. So I think we could pivot into an MSU Grandhammer style.
Or MSU like Annihilators with mixed Annihilators. Like you use the 2+ save to catch the unit, Grandhammer to countercharge the unit.
Or 90-point Liberators to catch units.
Yeah, sure.
And it's all Scouting Force, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
The other option
in the not enough category. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
The other delivery option that we have and use so frequently is the Renation Brotherhood. Just with the prayer. Running and charge the Annihilators or the Grandhammers is a good delivery, and this one because they also have the ward, and also you can move with the other units like the Persecutors and trying to reach.
Part of their value is the D3 mortal wounds. Like being able to drop multiple units and quickly do 3d3, 2d3 to something is a huge part of their value. If you're not doing that, I don't think you should take them. Like, there's no deep strike in Iridan's Army of Renown. That's the problem.
Yeah, but I'm willing to try it.
It's worth trying.
With translocation and...
It's worth a counter... As a counterattack unit, I agree, it could work. It's just... I don't know.
You will not bring that many. You will bring but one.
Maybe you're right. Yeah.
Imagine if weapon ranges still existed. How good would Grandhammers be right now? God.
I know. Like, just hitting 2 inches up. Yeah.
God, they'd be so good.
Yeah.
Okay. Last...
Actually, I'm Dylan Catlett. For those of you who remember him, he might try something like that. We'll see.
Do it, man. Hit me up because I've been thinking about it the last couple days. I got to put the pieces together in my head before I wanted to talk about it. But the last one in the good changes. Okay, so like Prime going down 20, Bastion going down 30. These are good changes, but they don't actually matter right now because of the way we're constructing lists. The 30 points on Bastion really does not make a difference. I'd rather usually cut Bastion, save 70 points, and take Tornus instead. That's just where we're at right now. Bastion's still good. Like, you'll still see play. Well, good is a stretch. He's niche. He's useful. He's playable. Same with Celestin Prime. Playable. 20 points doesn't really make a difference.
Is this the point level we wanted him at?
I think Bastion should be... I've said 220 before, but now that Tornus is 150, apparently Take All Stormcast Hero is just not worth any amount of points at all, because...
Exactly.
So...
Again, we go back to the problem with the regiments.
Yeah, like... How many points is it worth it to take any unit? Apparently 0. So why not just get rid of it at this point? But
yeah, exactly.
Maybe next battle tome or General's Handbook.
And now we don't care that much about the drop, so it's a little bit easier.
Yeah. Okay, Chariot. Are you guys reconsidering the Chariot now that it is 120 points?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not bad. It's a mobile. It's 5 Redeemers that are fast now, which isn't a bad niche. But I feel like because Redeemers and stuff went down to 90, now it's like damn, is the Chariot worth 120, or is it now worth like 110? Right?
And being a war machine hurts it very bad because
no scouting force. Yeah.
Scouting force.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Oh shit. You're right. It is a war machine. Oh.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Oh, that is.
The only good thing is that they can hide from shooting.
But also could avoid a charge because the size of the base. So depends, I think. So could help you in some way.
I'm
I'll
willing
take
to
it.
try it
I
for that
will-
reason. I have played Stormstrike Chariots in the past, and like you just said, I use them as screens. I turn them sideways, and they become big plates that block enemy movement. And in a
Correct.
pinch, you can go out and hurt something. Now, they used to be a lot more damage. Used to do a lot more damage in earlier editions. In third
Yeah.
edition.
Yeah.
How I like them now is if I have an early turn where I'm not using a lot of my CP because I'm not engaging you across the board, I'm just setting up. I could see a playstyle where I send a Chariot out because it's one of the few things that can power through cavalry. To just go charge like a mid-squad cavalry unit, do D3 on the charge, 2D3 when I power through. And so it's like 3D3 more wounds plus some Redeemer damage, basically.
It should slam into infantry. It should have some rule to slam infantry, deleting models like eating them or something. I don't know. I don't see it. No.
That's what I see it as.
I could maybe see as if it was Scouting Force. It would be so good if it was Scouting Force. I would actually bring
Scouting
2 of
Force
them
should
and a Vexillor.
add
So I like Chariots with a Vexillor. Giving them 5 control means that they can contest like these flank objectives that people are putting like they're just tiptoeing one model in on, you know what I mean? With like 2 control. 5 control actually beats that, which is really nice. And then if your opponent decides to redeploy more models onto it, okay, now you charge in, you slam them for D3 and then power through 3D3 out of combat because the stuff on flanks is not going to kill a single model with 10 health 3 up save. And the Vexillor healing is actually really good into them. That whole package still seems too expensive to me, right? Like 2 Chariots and Vexillor is 340 points, which is the cost of 2 Tempestors, which I would always rather have 4 Tempestors. So maybe if that package went down another 40, is that crazy?
You mean Chariots at 110? Chariots are because Vexillor I don't think can go below 100.
Why
I mean,
can't
but
Vexillor?
I said that about Liberators, so what do I know?
Yeah,
Isn't the Blade Lord for Lumineth like 90 points or something?
Oh, is he?
Blade Lords?
The Banner Blade, you mean?
Yeah, the
Oh,
Banner
hold on.
Blade guy.
Nobody-
Like, hold
No,
on.
nobody's 90 anymore.
I think our stream died.
No,
for a
he's
second.
130.
It's back.
Jesus. Oh,
No,
God.
nobody's
Yeah.
cheap in Lumineth. Believe me.
Yeah.
The cheapest unit is the Cathalar at 110. The next one are the Stone guys, the Hammer guys at 120. And after that, they go into 140 and so on.
Yep. That's right.
Chat, did our stream just die for a second there? I think we're back. Can anybody in chat say
We're
something?
back.
Okay.
I froze for a moment, but I don't know if it was only me. But
No, it was on my end. I think I had like a memory leak issue. Okay. Anyway, we're back. Yeah, Chariots I'm considering. I'm ready to be disappointed by the Chariot again. I think.
So I guess if Scouting Force got updated, I guess 120 isn't horrible. But I feel right now it's just
Why
I don't
can't
know, they,
Scouting
like-
Force be beasts and war machines? Why can't it be those
Yeah.
things?
Exactly.
Like what's
Beasts
the
are scouts.
Yeah.
The Etherwings are the scouts, the perfect scouts. You just send them, they die, okay, but they did something.
And it just
I
sounds
guess like
it just sounds
it's
cool
like
to be like a
they don't
vampire.
want to.
Picture you're a vampire lord, and it's like, go, my scouting force of bats across the
Exactly.
battlefield. Like, why do
Your
they hate
Raptors
fun?
send their eagles to scout. They are
Yeah,
literally
this seems
scouts.
like an
I'm telling
anti-fun.
them
Like,
where to
what's
shoot.
wrong? Or be funny. You know, why not send an artillery unit out to get scout?
Why not?
Mhm.
Like, they know chariots are war machine, right? Like, maybe instead of war machine, they should have chariot keyword and artillery keyword. Wow, what a concept.
Yeah, right.
Okay. In the not enough category, I have Andrasta. I think still unplayable at 290. She's finally cheaper.
Even Vince agreed with us, by the way. Vince was like, keep going.
That's rare.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
rare.
Come on. 20 more.
Yeah,
Um,
because I remember we pitched it to him that Andrasta should be way cheaper,
Like
in
240.
third edition. Yeah, and he was very resistant to that. But now he's like, no, you need to bring her down further. 290 is not
I'm
enough.
telling you, there's just somebody in that studio that's just like cleaning house with Stormcast heroes. Because there's like no other, like I can't think of any other reason why they just like refuse to drop our heroes down more. Like there just has to be someone in that studio that's just like wiping his coworkers with Stormcast heroes.
I think
It's
it's also a spearhead effect. Andrasta is insanely powerful in spearhead.
she's not.
If you played that with
She's
Stormcast.
not. She's not good. That's like one of the worst spearheads.
It is. I mean, people. The thing is, like, it's how do I say this? It's a psychological thing too. People hate something big dying to something that looks very small, and you're like, oh, how can that small model do that much damage? Everyone looks at her max damage, not her like whiff potential and her staying power or anything like that. I'm like, you'll nuke her at one, you'll like send her like a missile at one monster, and that's it. That's all the value you'll get out of her.
Yeah.
And monsters are
you
getting
will kill-
cheaper and cheaper and more efficient. Like,
Mhm.
if I kill one Terrorgeist for 230 points and she's 290, congratulations. That's a bad trade for me because she's gonna die the next turn.
The thing is, we already have a Stormcast assassin special character called Neve Blacktalon, and she has this cool ability where after fighting on she can teleport away, which is exactly what you want an assassin to do, right?
Yeah.
Andrasta doesn't do that. She plays like Celestant Prime, but she shouldn't. She should be more like get the job done and get out kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep. And if you are going into a meta with a lot of monster heroes, you bring in the Raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
We are not hard on ways to kill monsters.
Well, my main thing was like her main competition. If I look at units that can act in the same way, she is competing with 6 prosecutors who are 300 points. And the damage potential in terms of volume and the variety of targets you can put 6 prosecutors into is way larger than Andrasta.
The control.
So why would I ever take her? She needs to be like 250, 240.
240. Yeah. She's a beatstick. Let her be a beatstick.
Yeah.
She should be
like-
180.
I wish.
No, she does at least as much damage as a hammer unit. That's my thing. It's like if you look at our dedicated hammer, like Vanguard Paladors, 240 for Vanguard Paladors, 240 for Andrasta. That's what I'm thinking.
And she's not like a priest or wizard or anything, so like you're not getting any extra utility, right? Like something like Urshron needs to be expensive because not only can he hit you really hard, but he's also bringing Wizard 2 to the table, which is like
She's
Do you
just a
remember,
hammer.
or do you all remember when she was returning D3 or returning 2 or 3 models to the Redeemers?
In Stormkeep,
that's
I
missing.
remember.
Yeah,
That was fun.
yeah, exactly. So that's the kind of synergies that is missing right now.
Well, she has the ability
she
to
can
ignore
return-
control modifiers, and if that ever comes up, I will let you know.
It'll come up against Nighthaunt, I
We were
guess.
like-
If you play your Liberator army into Nighthaunt, who reduce your control score, just put Andrasta behind them.
Dude, it's
Done.
it's like
Exactly.
the people designing the indexes really thought control would be good. Like this is the unreinforced unit guy writing all the control rules. I'm telling you.
Maybe that's why they added 20 points to the Cathalar, because it has an ability that I have used once.
Control, baby, that's so good.
Control, maybe on a 3+ and D6.
Okay.
Can I just say something quickly about control?
Yeah.
I think what has happened is control could be a lot more relevant if they change control characteristic and not the score. So I don't know if you know this, but in 40k, anything that modifies the OC, the objective control, that's what their statistic is, it changes the characteristic. So if you have, let's say, a Blade Guard Ancient in your unit of Blade Guard veterans or something, I'm pretty sure that's a Blade Guard Ancient or the Primaris Ancient, whatever the hell. It changes the OC stat value characteristic. So suddenly your 3 Blade Guard that we're counting for 3 count as 6. It's not 3 plus 2, or like 5 plus 3. It's not like
Or
that.
like the brute.
5 turns
the
to
brute,
10, 10 turns to 20. So
the brutes
that would have been a lot
actually
more
control
fun.
and the
Yeah,
brutes,
there is because in 40k, in no man lands, you need to control no man lands, and you know that there are only three objectives. So in the moment that you are turning off one of them, you are winning or you are avoiding to get the tactic. So that's one of the situations that you have a difference between Sigmar and 40k. So right now, I don't feel that the objective control modifiers has the correct heavyweight. Here is more like resistance, to be resilient, or to turning off some things like a ward, like a -1 to hit, -1 to wound. So this is more usable here. I don't feel the objective control.
Also, as
be
Katarsis was saying, the objectives are smaller. It's very hard to put 2 units into an objective and fight for the control. It's hard. You really have to slap them to take them away from it.
I think
so. That's the other thing. So you can even reduce the control score. Okay, I'll just screen outside of the objective. You have to kill me anyway. You're not gonna step in here.
I think control can matter, and I think we've already seen how it can matter. And I think you guys are right. It just needs to be higher numbers. The control stuff just needs to be much stronger than it is right now. Instead of +3, it needs to be +5 or +10, right? Like, because remember Khorne AOR, they have the one artifact which makes your hero count as 20 OC. That was cool, and it made control feel cool. It's like, okay, I could, in theory, outnumber 20, but I'm probably not, right? So I have to kill this guy. I have to dedicate resources to killing this guy. That's when control feels good. When it's like stupidly high.
If Vexler said +10, if Vexler said +10 control score, your 5 Liberators count as 15. You have to go for them. You can't just toe onto objectives and take it away.
Yes. So I think that could make control work, but that means rewriting every control ability in the game, right?
Yeah.
So they're not going to do
that. Increasing the range that units can have to control the objectives. That could also work.
Oh, like making them bigger again. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
they're not
they
going to
could
do that,
give
though.
things. No, remember the Gitz thing from last 3rd edition? They controlled objectives from 9 inches away instead of 6.
Yeah, something like that.
For Stabas.
Yeah.
You could just measure to the center and stay outside, and that could be something that could get a lot of play.
Yeah, I mean, all nice things, but again, they're not going to do this. It's like it's dusted.
So our dreams.
Too late.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
don't challenge.
Continuing down the list, Krazai not enough, and I think that honestly goes for Krondys too, because I think both those units have to be taken with Praetors, and that's just adding on to the cost. And we're seeing single model units like all the Soggy monsters, the Black Coach, the new Terrorgeists, Abhorrent Ghoul Kings. Monsters are just way more efficient now. Single model units are just way more efficient now, and like Krazai Krondys don't make that cut a year later.
And they were very expensive because they were very good because of other rules. Krondys was very good because of the manifestations when he came out. And then Krazai was very good because he could reduce 2 attacks from you. So he was very tanky. Now those rules are not that much relevant anymore. So they have lost a lot of power and a lot of utility. So you always find something better to take. So
Okay.
They have to go way much more cheaper.
I don't think they need to go that much cheaper. Because I think they're playable. I think Krazai is playable as as like a double cav type unit. You treat him as a reinforced cav hammer in a double cav list, and he's basically that, except he's tankier. He doesn't lose any damage when he takes any damage, which is a big problem with double cav lists, is if you lose 2 or 3 models, half the unit's output is gone. Krazai gets stronger as he takes damage. He takes healing very well, so you can combo him with a Life Swarm and a Vexlore. I don't think he needs Praetors. I think what he needs is to just not get hit by Reinforced Chosen, and I think he's fine. Right? So if you have one unit taking care of the Reinforced Chosen, and you have Krazai just owning the other half of the board, because nothing is strong enough to contest him in a single combat phase, I think he can see play.
Yeah, he's not that bad.
It's not a glamorous role. A big monster like that should be in the middle of the board and taunting people to come charge him and like wrecking everything, but that's just not what he does, which is sad.
Okay. It could become like a Terrorgeist or something that you can go into the flanks and have the rest of the army.
He's basically a Terrorgeist. That's what it is.
Yeah. Something like that.
And
but
he's good at it.
You have to go a little bit lower, I think.
I don't know how much lower he needs to go, because
out of Shora. No, Shoran level 450.
He's 460 now, so he's not far.
Yeah,
like 10
maybe
points.
10, but not 10-20 points more.
Yeah, because he's also a take-all, so he's unlocking javelins, he's unlocking tempestors, he's unlocking prosecutors. These other, like, we would pay a tax to bring those units normally. So picture a list with Krazai, Arcanum, Relictor, javelins, tempestors, like, or not tempestors, but like, build out a double cav list and replace one of them with Krazai, and I tell you, it feels good.
Yep, the tax for bringing any unit was like relevant before, but I feel like it is less and less and less. So now it's just like a handicap.
It's specifically relevant for Vanguard.
Yeah, it's relevant for our army, but I am saying that it shouldn't have a cost, because in other armies it's not relevant anymore.
Yeah, I agree. But
it could go lower. I think it could go lower.
I think he could. I don't think he can. I don't think he's going under 400 ever. I think he's
No.
he's a
No,
reinforced
that's-
cavalry unit and he's
400
good
is
at it.
good. 400, it's like the least I put him. But
Yeah.
400, 420, and I will consider him as a flanking unit that goes and does his stuff and goes and harass somebody from one flank. Or even you put it in the sky and then you drop him into wherever the battle is not developing, and then you go and harass
Good.
another
Yeah,
part
you
of the
can
board.
you could do that.
I
Drakesworn
think the real
Templar
thing that
is
needs
just hopeless.
decreases is
Sorry?
Krondys. I think Krondys is the one that like
Um,
540.
Yeah, Krondys is-
like, oof.
Yes.
Like I think 500 even was fine for him.
Yes.
This edition.
I've played him a couple times the last few weeks, and he feels impactful and strong, but only if you bring prosecutors with him, I found. And it's not because of the Ren bonus on the prosecutors, it's because prosecutors just go infinite in threat range, and that lets you hold the rest of your army back. There's too many times where Krondys, where you have to leverage his damage, and when you're recycling prosecutors, you don't have to do it early, right? Like if you're leveraging Krondys' body round 2 and 3, that feels pretty good because he's usually tanky enough with Praetors and Cogs and maybe like a -1 Ren spell on a key target. Like he's durable enough, but he still feels too expensive. With spells costing
Yes.
points, he feels too expensive.
Yeah, that's the other thing that you're going. If you want to bring some good manifestations with him, you'll have to pay the tax now.
Yeah,
So he should go, honestly, like 500.
I think 500's
or
right.
80.
He
Or
started at
80.
500, I think, or 520.
He's not far off
Yeah.
though. I will tell you, like Kharazai is closer to being right, but Krondys is not that far.
And even then, I don't know how much we will play them. So they would be like options, but they won't be like super efficient. Like they will be like okay.
Drakesworn, no. Like the only way he sees play is if he gets to 400, just so you can bring 5 of them in a list. Just for
Yeah,
fun,
do it.
for funsies.
Do it, you coward. Do it, you coward.
Yeah, we're not liking for anti-monster between Andrasta and Vanguard Raptors. So
Yeah.
Anti-hero monster.
His regiment's nothing special. Like, nah, just keep going. Regular Irridan, we argued a lot about this in our re-review, and I think you guys are starting to see it, right? Like 260, and you're like, oh, hold on. Irridan's almost at a point where I would consider putting that in my list. Like regular non-soft.
Well, you just think of our like Astrea, right? Like we were for the first like what 6 months until we got our book or whatever, 3-6 months we got our book. Like we were putting Astrea in most of our lists.
Yep.
Just for regiment, she was 220. So if Irridan gets to that 220, 240 range, like it's not bad. She's just Astrea at that point, right?
Yeah.
Except it does more damage and it's a priest instead of a wizard. Like it's not like that big of a deal. It's not that big of a flip.
No, it's
I don't
just
know,
4
but-
more wounds. It's not even that much. Yeah.
Because
Yeah, probably could be usable because sorry, go ahead, okay.
if Tornus keeps going down, you will not take him.
No, Tornus is just ruining it for everyone.
Because you will bring everything with him, and then you bring your Knight Relictor that you are going to bring anyway, and then you have your Priest, and you have your Unlock with the
But double priest is a valid way to play Stormcast. It's good.
Yeah. No magic,
No,
yeah.
the
like,
only
I think no magic is viable for Stormcast.
Yeah.
I think Tristan
Exactly.
proved that.
Exactly.
I think he proved that at this point.
Yeah.
2-4-1s
Okay.
and a 5-0. I think
2
he
4
proved
ones
it at
and a
that point.
5-0. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. So
To me, the problem is that Irridan has their same name in the Sogi profile. So because to me, this is one of the fastest units that we have that is priest. Also, in the same way that we are considering another kind of units like Ionus, I prefer to have Irridan right now instead of Ionus. Yeah, it doesn't matter at the end. She's not priest level 2. To me, gives better synergy with the Renation Chamber.
Mhm.
So the only problem is that
War Scroll, it's
this is
also
a
putting
profile. But to me, the cost right now could be considered to be included.
Just,
Probably.
let's just ask Games Workshop to stop reducing the points on Iridan and reduce points on other things.
Yeah.
Or just replace Iridan with Soggy Iridan and
Okay.
let's forget that War Scroll ever existed.
Please, Games Workshop, do not change any Stormcast hero points ever again. For the rest of the edition, we want 0 point changes on Stormcast heroes. All the point changes should be on the units. Please. The heroes don't matter. It doesn't matter that the Vigilant on Gryfstalker is 10 points cheaper now. It doesn't matter that Neve is 10 points cheaper now. Lord Aquilor doesn't matter, okay? If you want to buff Stormcast, you look at the units. You reduce the unit costs. That's what matters.
Or at least like just make the regiments easier then, right? Like the Apparentin is a master strategist. Okay, you pay 100-point tax, you just get to bring whatever you want. Whatever. Unless you're gonna rewrite the War Scroll is kind of a lost cause at this point. But like at least that's like, hey, you know, like that's his niche. You get 100-point tax, you get to just bring 1900, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
agree.
I put us in the big winners category, but are we? Like, nothing changed for us. We saw I brought this up before, and I'll bring it up again, I swear to God. We're playing Mario Party, and we're playing that one game where everyone's on the balls, and we're just standing still, and everyone's falling off the cliff. And we're going to be the last one standing, because Stormcast we're one of the best index armies, and we're going to be good again, because we have the tools to do it still. We just needed the top armies to get nerfed.
Yeah. I feel like our super top list, because I was looking at like that one list that's also been making rounds where it's like Soggy, Iridan, Paladors, like Prosecutors, like that one that's been making rounds, and then like my Palador list, or like these super hyper competitive lists that we're trying to 5-0 with. Like I feel like those lists only really got like 10 to 30 points.
Yeah, no difference.
Like, you know, like oh, I get to like add a lore, or I get my portal back, which that's a whole different argument. But like I feel like our top lists really didn't go up much. It was just like, oh, like everybody who's playing these, like, well, just for lack of a better term, like weaker units or whatever, like they got a bunch of buffs down, but I'm not sure how much that helps us, right? Like Grand Hammers could get cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Are you gonna just run 18 to 24 and just hope you roll a 9? Is that how Stormcast should play, or should Stormcast play in a way that you gave us a delivery system to get Grand Hammers into combat?
Yeah, I'll be honest. Like I think they did this because you remember the first couple of Battle Scrolls in 4th? They had some wild swings, like Celestial Prime going down 50 points from like 350. I feel like this scroll wasn't about that. Like whatever their analysis suggests is that the bunch of armies that are being artificially suppressed by what's at the top. So all their biggest nerfs, all their changes, all their, I guess you could say like attention was given to nerfing those top armies and how to nerf them. Everything else was like, give them +10, don't move them too much because they will also be moved by the fact that we're nerfing the shit out of the first 3 armies.
Yeah.
I think they didn't want LVO to be a complete shit show.
That's exactly. Yeah, this is not I'm gonna look at this unit and give it a wild point swing, so it definitely sees play like they did with the Celestial Prime. And Bastion started at he started at 270. I think this was just nerf the extremely oppressive stuff, and everyone gets like a small bump to like help you get in the middle. This is not a let's push this army up.
Yeah,
this is like a middle swing.
Yeah, so hopefully there's going to be bigger changes in the December, January Battle Scroll.
Yeah.
Oh, obscuring changes.
They should invert their strategy. They should buff more the lowest armies and nerf less the top armies. That would be more.
That's true. Yeah, I agree with that.
There's only so much you can reduce points, though. Otherwise, you end up with a Kruleboyz situation again.
Yes, exactly. They just don't have the resources to do analysis of every army the way they did for all the mechanics in the top.
I'd do it for free. I would do it for free. Just let me do it.
Yeah, they can watch some videos. There's a lot of people talking about it.
Yeah, but Dave has a point, because the only missing in Stormcast is how we are connecting the amazing abilities in the War Scrolls with the battle threats. Because currently I feel that we have had stolen some units that were connecting those War Scrolls with the battle threats. At the end of the 3rd edition, we were doing so fucking good. But right now, since we lost a complete chamber. We lost some iconic units like Night Incantum or another kind of units that were adding some value to the list. Right now, we have lack of units that could connect all these war scrolls with the battle threats, and I feel so heavy to feel that lose space.
I miss Sacrosanct already. I miss Draculines. I miss Castigators.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Hey,
Yeah.
maybe we'll get Fallen cast in 5th, but that
How
might be
good would
different.
Draculines have been with all these objectives now? God.
Oh my god.
So good.
And like the thing that's crazy to me too
Yeah.
is like how much further out the objectives are too. Like you couldn't just really like just super punish them next turn, right? So like you would have to bring a ton of resources to go deal with Draculines on some of these outer divs. Like it wouldn't be free anymore.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the last topic of the day. We're doing a tier list, boys. We're doing it. Here we go. I'm going to start by just slamming Flesh Eater Courts into at least A tier. I could even argue they're too strong.
Yeah. I would say they're near S almost.
Like
Yeah.
low.
I don't think
If anyone's S, I think it's Flesh Eaters.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think there's no S army.
Okay. So that's the strongest army. What's the weakest army going to be?
Ironjawz.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
No.
Somebody's gonna
No.
you're gonna draw into 6 cabbages at Worlds and you're gonna retract that statement.
Ironically, I think it's Seraphon. Like Seraphon, okay, maybe not the weakest. That's a bit of an exaggeration, but it's their playstyle didn't change at all. They just like maybe fit one extra monster in a stat check, but it's like their stat checks are not good. They're not Ironjawz stat checks.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would say
it's,
Seraphon doesn't move up that much. Like maybe,
Seraphon
like, a
C
couple,
tier?
two-
like they're not unplayably bad.
Yeah.
They're just like inefficient and playing honest Warhammer. Ideneth might be down there too for me. Like it's just no excitement for what Ideneth do right now. You know? They have tricks, but none of them are like really that good. But is that just because all the top armies are just like completely dominating them? Like I don't know how Ideneth beat all of these other armies. But now
I think
I think Idna just loses to KO. I think that's what happens.
Yeah.
yeah, they don't have the wound density and they don't have recursion. Like if you don't have one of those two things or both, I think KO just runs over you. Slaves too. I think Slaves just runs over them. So
I think they also caught some strays like Fireslayers. Like
Yeah,
like,
yeah. There was some-
I think the eels went up 10. Not the eels, the sharks went
Yeah.
up 10. I think that formation went up 10, right? I
yeah.
think so.
Yep.
Yeah. So I do think it's a decent army. I think it honestly is like low B. I think it was getting held back by a lot of the top armies. Because I feel like Deepkin plays a lot of the mid-table armies. Like it's actually like a decent fight. Because like
Yeah.
most of the mid-table armies don't have enough power to like kill enough sharks where they're also bringing one back every round. It's
Yeah,
just
and they
really
are
the top
everywhere,
4 armies
yeah.
where cities and KO and Doc were just like, well, I could kill 8 sharks in one turn. There's nothing you could do about it.
yeah.
I think they feel like a C tier army. Am I crazy? Like
No, their stats were showing they're 50%, and if
Okay.
anything, they're gonna get a buff from this
okay, we'll stick them
because
in B then.
a bunch of their really important regiment unlockers went down in points too.
Hmm.
So
Okay, we'll stick them B.
I would say they're B, but the thing is, Idneth has always been a
Yeah.
high skill ceiling army, so you need a good player to pilot it. In most cases, it's a B. In the hands of a really good player, it's A.
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
Agree.
Also considered B.
Sinch is in a similar place, I think.
Okay, so I've heard
No.
people excited about the Zinch changes. I don't play Zinch, and James is in Poland right now, so I can't really talk to him about Zinch. So what is making people so excited about Zinch? I'm not seeing it. It's not obvious.
I think
think
they brought
Sparrows
the
went down?
floor up a little bit. I think they brought the floor up a little bit. But I think that, but I mean, this is a problem, right? You can't buff or nerf an army just on Caleb Walters, right? That's not fair.
You
One
can.
player, right?
They have,
I mean, you
and they will
can, but-
again.
Yeah.
But like, I think Zinch is one of those armies where it's like you have to increase the floor, but make sure the ceiling doesn't go so high where it's just like the top players are just not like running a train on the meta. I think that's always been Zinch's problem. Is like the floor is just it's never low enough. Like you can't have like a new player pick up Zinch and like know what they're doing. They just go 0-5 until like something clicks.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's good if some good player takes it, but so according to the win rate, it will stay between C or B as well.
We had a
to me,
player, Cameron Swanson, who went 4-1, I think. He had bunches of Zangors in his army with Kairos and like different kinds of Zangors. That list is now down, I believe, 70 points.
Zangors are good. They have been good.
Yeah.
I played against them and they were good.
Yeah. Now, did they receive too much of a change? Nothing too impactful. I think they're in the same boat as us, where it wasn't too impactful for them to like significantly gain a unit, but it's fine. They're not going to be mad about this. Gives them some options to switch a unit around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see it, or I don't see them.
I still think they're like high B. Like I feel like they're like the perfect. Like if you play Magic, I feel like they're the perfect like balance between like mid range and control, right? Like I feel like a weaker player is not going to take them that well, but like anyone who's like above scale and just keeps playing the army is eventually going to be a 4-1 player with them.
Did they have their book? I can't remember.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, I would say B.
I think they have the damage to deal with the stat checks. The problem is they just don't have the recursion or survival to deal with other armies that can hit them first. Like if they're all on the offense, and maybe the point changes are enough to give them that critical mass of units to like throw away a couple waves and still have enough left to win.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. We'll see.
I just don't see how the reason I think they're B is I don't see how they beat some of the newer top stuff. I don't see how they beat walls and walls of 3+ save stuff that can also hit them back really, really hard. And I don't see how they beat
That's true.
I think I saw a test game on TTS where it was like Terrorgeist and Zombie Dragon spam against Zinch, and Zinch can't kill that list at all. They just get chewed on by that list.
That's true.
So that's the problem. They have the punch only to face to one toughest army in one round, because at the moment that they start losing units, they feel, or they reduce a lot of the output damage. So that's the problem with them. In the moment that they are getting engaged by the opponent, they start losing the game.
They can't take a hit. Zinch can't take a hit, and that's
they can't take a counterpunch,
and they can't avoid.
And
getting
they're very
either, it seems.
Yep, and they're very susceptible to like a double turn.
Yeah,
like that army loses hard. If you have a hard hitting army on a double turn, Zinch will most likely lose.
Yeah.
Okay, so like low B along with Ideneth, I'm thinking something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Caleb Walters is S, obviously, but let's not rank him. We need a separate rank for him.
Where do we think some of these other top armies that got nerfed are going to land? Like cities, I don't see what the city's pivot is, and I kind of just think back to what they were doing in the index, and it was not very impressive. So I'm kind of inclined to say that they're going to go back there.
Let's see. Maybe there's a build there, but I can't see it yet. They will definitely go below at least 2 tiers.
They're dropping from S for sure, but do they land in B?
I think they're dropping to B.
Okay.
No, I think it's B. Like they have tools to fight all the honest armies. It's just not. They're not great at anything. I would say they're low B.
They're just an honest army though. So
yes.
Mm-hmm. See then,
but they're not bad. They're not like actively bad. They have like their tools are still interesting.
I think they're worse than Ideneth.
And they have a lot of stuff to shift around.
Yeah, we'll see. So, like from what I'm going just off because like nobody's played regular index cities since Soggy came out, right? Like it's just been Zenestra for the last 3 months. From what I remember in indexes and what I've seen Ideneth do now, I think the old cities is worse than current Ideneth.
Well, previously to the Soggy profiles, they were playing a lot of with Talia, and also with the calves. So, and
And
they
the
were
Hunters.
not performing. Yes, they were not performing bad at all. They were performing like a B. And so I suppose that after these changes, they will return to B.
But it's a very different meta than it was in the indexes, right? In the index, it was all about
Yes.
projecting power in a single, like 2 point. You had 2-pronged assaults, right? It was like 2 reinforced hammers smashing into each other and hoping you get the right position to kill the other one. It's very different now, and I don't know if cities can play that kind of MSU style properly because their good units are all reinforced infantry or reinforced cavalry, and that style just
Also, what you're
doesn't
missing,
work right now.
Yeah. Also, what you're missing is they're playing the same game as the index. You're right, but initially, all their units were continuously seeing decreases or staying the same. Command Corps basically stayed around 140, 150 this whole time. Now that unit's taken a 30-point increase. Plus, relevant enhancements around it have been nerfed. Relevant sub-factions around their list have been nerfed.
Yeah,
It's a pretty bad drop for them. Yeah.
I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna put them in C, but I know there's gonna be it's probably gonna be Frog. He's gonna come
lower
up with some
B,
ridiculous cities
upper
list.
C.
No, it's going to be Dylan Thoreau, or it's going to be, what's his name? The guy who won LVO. I can never remember.
There's gonna be some
Jeremy
ridiculous cities player is gonna come out and prove us wrong. But I think for most people this is an accurate ranking.
Oh, Jeremy
Yeah,
Lefebvre.
it's like a B. Yeah.
I'm putting
Yeah.
them in C above Seraphon for now. But we'll see
Okay.
where it all lands.
Could be.
Okay,
It's
so
okay.
Yeah.
cities was one. Kruleboyz, how far down do they go? I think they get knocked all the way to B tier.
Ooh.
They're gonna stay on B or even A.
They still have the
I don't-
strike
yeah.
last. They still have all of their tools are still there. They just have 1 or 2 less units. Usually 2
Less
less units. And
Sure.
that means they're more vulnerable to other harder hitting armies. But against those armies, the strike last mechanic is very good, right? Like slaves can't reliably charge into 20 gut rippas. They just can't.
Exactly.
Bellicor only works on like when they get charged, right? It's only in the enemy turn.
Mhm.
So like slaves
opponents.
struggles with that, and then Kharadron can get around it because they still have the strike first on the boat, but it's only 1 unit now. It's not 2. So I think they still do. I don't know. I think Kharadron still wins into Kruleboyz.
Wait, what are we rating? What are we rating?
Kruleboyz.
No, I don't know.
Kruleboyz
I don't
is
know.
A. Kruleboyz is
I
still
think
A.
they'll
Still a
stay
good
at
army.
B. I think they'll stay at B because they have shooting, they have teleports, they have the strike last, they have a lot of tools. They will shift into something.
High
and they
B,
will
high B, low A in my opinion. And I also
Yeah.
think Big WA gets a lot better because their units stayed relatively cheap. It's just the enhancements that got nerfed.
Oh, I can't even think about Big One anymore. I don't have the capacity for that right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Big Y is gonna be
but no,
good.
I would say low A, high B.
Okay.
I would say high B.
Okay.
If I could
That's
put
fair.
them in high B.
I mean, going up almost 300 isn't nothing, but I do think that's like what, like 2 units if they drop some enhancements. I still think they bring enough that they're probably okay.
They
It's
have
just
good
probably
tricks.
like
Rob,
They
bringing
have-
Rob was doing well with them before the last Battlescroll.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
He was doing well with them
Yeah,
before
sure.
this last season came out. So he's a good player. He played them well. Like
The strike last mechanic
I don't think
hurts
they
a
were
lot
bad.
of armies very badly.
Yes, it does.
yep.
Yes, it
And
does.
Kragnos can get strike last in this army. You
Mhm.
charge Kragnos and he gives you strike
Exactly.
last. Like that's so good.
Yeah, I think low A is appropriate. I think they beat the Honest Hammer armies.
Yeah.
Okay. What else was top tier before? Kharadron.
Doc.
How far is Kharadron going from this? I think they're A tier
I think
still.
they're still
A.
good. They're A tier. They're fast. They hit hard. They have 3-up saves. They have good shooting. Like I don't think that can.
I think they are still
They're faster than INET sometimes, which is wild. But it's
Yeah.
good.
I think they're still meta defining in the sense that if you can't beat Kharadron, you're not going 4-1 even.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
And 2+ save boats.
yep.
Good stuff.
And the -1 hit really does make a big difference into stuff like Ogors, Ironjawz, which Ironjawz are going to be more popular, and I think Kharadron's going to have a favorable matchup. I'm going to say they got the speed, they've got the -1 hit, they've got the 2-up saves. If they can just eliminate the
Yep.
hammers, I think Kharadron wins.
They can, sure.
It's hard.
They will be
easier
very
said than
good
done.
against armies without screams. That there are still some there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they're the did you bring enough screens to beat me army.
Mhm.
If you did,
Yep.
you're good. you know?
Mhm.
Or you're just Feck and you have
Yeah.
the recursion to deal with it.
Yeah. I don't know what
Oh.
will I do.
I forgot about that. Yeah, that's true.
Uh,
More armies. I expected Kharadron to get a Heaven Sent, but apparently they didn't. So
Lumineth. Let's talk Lumineth. I think they fall high B.
I agree.
They're honest, but they have good stats.
The rules are good. The units are very strong. If you get the buffs up and you get the stuff up, killing a unit of Blade Lords becomes quite hard.
Yeah.
Being ethereal -1 to hit, 5 of ward, they can get. Very
I
nasty.
think people should go away from the ethereal and just use the banner blade instead for +1 save. So you're 3 up save -1 hit, 5 up board.
But the thing is, the banner blade costs you another 130, and he doesn't give them the ward, and he's not a wizard. So it becomes a tax.
Hmm.
So, and the shift that I did was changing the twins for another enlightener, so I'll get the ethereal spell anyway. So it's a weird stuff. But let's see.
Okay. High B then. Nobody's contesting it, so high B it is.
no, it's fine. I think B is where they belong.
Bonereapers C tier?
I don't know,
8
man.
tiers are playing the Profiteers and 8 more guests.
God, I hate that. How good is that really though?
2 separate events, 2 separate locations did that. One took 12, I think, Morghast. One took 12, one took 8. With Thundrake's
went-
the new KO regiment of renown.
And they got cheaper.
Yep.
Mhm.
Well, Morghast didn't.
And
Well, they had a 30
And
point
that-
flex in their list. They just changed the wizard because
Yeah.
again, like it
So-
doesn't matter. It's
So
like
I trust your
Oh.
opinion on this, Morgonk. How good do you think that Morghast teleport build is?
it's
Because I think without that, like if you don't have the KO regiment, OBR is one of the worst armies right now.
no, it's so okay. Do you remember second edition OBR? Their first army that they ever came up with all these people.
All the
'cause
RDP
Mortec
and
Guard
all
had
that,
their
yeah.
reroll saves. Yeah. They had like 60 Mortec Guard, 2 Harvesters, Catacross. Like they could just bring like just like tons of stuff.
Yes.
I think we're getting there. Like we're starting to see Catacross, 60 Mortec Guard, 2 Harvesters, Wizards, Cavalry, Necropolis Stalkers, because they're starting to get real cheap. I don't know if we've hit Kruleboy, like the typical Kruleboy critical mass yet, but I think they have to be like, I think they did get a pretty good bump here. Plus all the top armies getting nerfed, I think it puts them in B, low B at the very least.
Okay.
Yeah,
So then
I would go
how
for high C, low B. So
And then you have the gimmicky builds, right?
Yeah.
You just if you run 12 Morghast and like we talk about honest Warhammer, it's honest in the sense that there's not much in their army that's doing much else. But the thing they do is so good that it'll just like kill a lot of armies, and there's nothing they can do about it.
yeah, and there's another build about Catacross and very tanky stuff that for a lot of armies is gonna be very hard to beat. So,
Because people are forgetting Morghast Harbingers are like cavalry. They have like 6 wounds each or something. So they could kill something,
Yeah.
power through 12 inches out,
Mhm.
redeploy on your turn to get
Yeah.
further away, and then do it all over again.
charge with 3d6.
yeah,
It's like why did they
Yeah.
give us 3d6 charging cavalry? Like this is crazy. And like that KO battalion is so stupid. Like
Yeah.
I'm so surprised it did not get nerfed in rules.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so
like
only got-
32 health points and also moving a lot and also 5 of ward if they receive
Teleporting
the
stuff.
ward. So yes, so
Yeah,
it's
it's
crazy.
healing, mortal damage, or teleports. And they should have a restriction on the teleport. Like you cannot be more than 3 wounds or something. Because
shouldn't be a
everybody like
teleport.
the minute I saw yeah.
It shouldn't be able to
Sure.
teleport your friendly units, only the KO units from that regiment.
yeah,
Yeah,
that would be
exactly.
fine. Yeah. Okay, so
That was the intention. I believe that
Oh.
was the intention.
No, please.
No.
I am using that in cities.
They just did not know Morghast Harbingers existed. They're like, the best you could do if Morghast Harbingers did not exist, maybe Daughters of Khaine would play them because Daughters of Khaine have that subfaction that changes one of your charge rolls to a 4.
Mhm.
So like
Mhm.
teleport charges would actually work in that army, but
I'll tell you what
nobody
happened.
thought they didn't think about Harbingers.
I'll tell you what happened. Yeah, that's exactly right. They thought, oh, teleporting is a cool thing. Like Callus and Toll, they give you reserves and they give you a tough objective blocker. That's a cool thing to have. What if we put a teleport, like a universal teleport that some armies could use? Okay, cool. Well, let's restrict it to infantry, right? So, and let's make sure it's like 10 models, because that way you don't have like reinforced units teleporting across the board. Like you don't want too much.
No, it's 5 models or
they just
5 models or more. Yeah,
it's 10 models, capped at 10. For the
it's capped at 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, they didn't. The person writing the rule had a very specific vision in mind. They're like, I will teleport small, up to 10 model infantry units. Then they didn't realize that there's lots of big models that have the infantry keyword. Kroxigors, Morghasts. They just, in their mind, they don't see the infantry keyword on those models, right? They don't associate the two things.
Yeah. They forgot the elite infantry.
Yes. We need a different keyword for them. We need monstrous infantry. That's what we need. Okay,
Super
so
infantry.
how good are 3d6 charging Morghasts? Are they A tier good? Are they keeping up with KO?
I mean, considering they were beating some of the top armies, I would say they're A tier good.
Well, that's the build, so that's where OBR land.
Yeah.
I wonder myself to say that they are A tier. I will suggest B.
Yeah,
you could do it. I think you could beat them with Stormcast if you have reserves. But the thing is, like, if you are fighting them, they are most likely a 1-drop army, so it's designed to go below all the top tier 2-drop armies. They're basically literally just dropping on you and just killing you.
Yeah. So if that build is good, the army is good. Simple as.
And remember, even if you screen, these guys have a 3d6 charge and they fly. They can literally just fly over you if they have to.
Yeah.
The saving grace is that they're big models and they have half-inch coherency, thankfully.
Yeah.
So it is very possible to block it out. Okay, so they're low A tier. I think they're worse than KO. I think they're the bottom of A tier. And then we need
it's like a gimmick. It's like a gimmick that's towing into A tier on a B tier army.
Like it's a low B tier army too. It's not a good B tier army.
Yeah.
Daughters, I think, are an A tier army. Daughters of Khaine, I think, are still an A tier army. Losing 200 points is significant, but it just brings them in line with everyone else. They were overpowered as hell. They're just good now.
Especially because they nerfed the other armies that were with them.
Yes. The other armies that were keeping them down.
They are gonna stay in A.
Yeah.
Yep. Agree.
Nighthaunt. They nerfed the soggy coach, right?
Oh my god.
There
this
is
a tough one because it's a very weird thing.
I don't know where in B tier they are yet for people watching. I just have them in B tier because they can't be C tier. Because Bladegeist Revenants will sometimes just win you the game instantly. So there's no way Nighthaunt can ever be a C tier army. It's not possible.
Also, Olinder might just win you another game because you cannot kill him. I don't know why they decided that.
Yeah, she can only be what? Hit and wounded on 5?
Basically, you critter. You have to critter to kill her.
Ugh.
Crits and mortals. That's it.
And if she brings the guys, she has a 4-up ward.
Oh my god, Chariot. This is where the Chariot comes into play. We need to Chariot Olinder to death, because end of turn is still technically in the ward reduction window for Relictor.
Yeah, and the funny thing, it's like, okay, go and do your stuff and go kill her, and I'll still have all of my army here. So, it's
brother,
a very weird playstyle, but
despite all
also,
that,
Nighthaunt is in that weird place where they have these couple of wound efficient units. Namely, I think Pyrogeists are still good because they didn't change that rule on their War Scroll. So you will start to see like 4 Pyrogeists, Glaive Stalkers, 8 Murmur Banshees, and then all in their coach.
The amount of wounds that they have for the points, they are super efficient. They are 8 models, 2 wounds each, and they cost now 150, I think. And the
wait, which one are you talking about?
Pyrogeists.
No, Pyrogeists. Yeah, Pyrogeists. Yeah. 16 wounds, 5-up ward, so 24 wounds. Yeah.
5-up ward with a 6-up ward save, and you can put it to 5-ups. Yeah. And the infantry, it's 200 and something, and there's 10 models, so 20 more wounds.
Yeah.
So it's a big difference.
It's
just by amount of bodies and saves and wards.
Yeah.
Which anyway, you don't do damage with the army anymore. So what do you bring? More Pyrogeists.
I think Nighthaunt
Yeah,
struggles.
and they lean really well into what they designed Nighthaunt to be. They don't want Nighthaunt to do a lot of damage. They want Nighthaunt to be this control army that stands on circles and is annoying. And Pyregeist are the best at that, because if one Pyregeist model lives and they're contesting an objective, you're getting hit for D3.
I think they struggle with armies that can engage them on their terms and do enough to cripple them. So like the Killer Instinct armies, basically Daughters, KO, Kruleboyz, probably Crit Mortals especially is going to be good into them.
Yeah.
Like, do Nighthaunt still have? Can they still inflict strike last, or did they get rid of that?
Nope.
They
Not
only
anymore.
with a spell and on an enemy hero.
Yeah,
They have
so
three battle traits. Three battle traits.
I think they're
Ethereal?
kept out of the A tier, but they bully all the non-A tier armies.
I think they're C.
Mm-hmm.
C, really? There's no way. Blade guys win the
high-
game sometimes.
Okay. Well, actually, yeah. If you're taking that unit, then you have to be minimum B. Yeah.
Minimum B. You
would say
can't
B.
be lower than B.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, is anyone
Yeah, 'cause
arguing
that'll
for
win
A
you the
tier for
game.
them? Is anyone saying Nighthaunt are A tier?
No.
Okay.
Madison, maybe. Madigan, sorry.
Okay. Okay. Here's what I wanted to talk about all night. Fireslayers got nerfed for no reason. Absolutely no reason.
Dude.
The list that I wanted to build went up like 80 points. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
What the
You
hell?
said the reason. It's because they don't want people spamming the same unit. So where they were using a lot of magma drugs, what did they do? Nerf the magma drugs.
Okay, but now
But
now people are just going to pivot into spamming infantry because they made the infantry so cheap.
They go back,
They
go back into infantry. Yes.
It's so annoying.
They
It's
are
so
I don't think
annoying
they're
why they do this.
they're an honest Warhammer army with a couple tricks. So I think they're like a
I think
high
they're
B.
C.
I think they're better than C. I really do, because the Strike First rune just negates Kharadron. Like you just can't charge
Yes.
into them that turn. And that's the
Yep.
turn you get charged back.
Oh, and,
you know?
and the artifact that you cannot shoot them for one turn. Also, it's very
Ashbeard,
bad.
yeah, they're infantry, yeah.
And that-
Also, let's not forget the Rune Master is an amazing hero.
Yep.
They're enhanced, like on the key turn, if they're charging you, you go, I'm gonna get a 3-up save on all my draughts and a 5-up ward.
Mhm.
You can easily do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can just declare, like you said, the Strike First rune. And they have a prayer called Killer Instinct that they borrowed from Khorne in 3rd edition, where they just move 24 inches up.
Oh, up? No.
And just kill you.
No, I'm moving back. After power through, I'm moving back,
yeah.
baby. I'm out.
Yeah. It's like a redeploy.
Yeah.
It's like a redeploy. Yeah, and Rune Smiters are still good. Like their Vulcan Flame Seekers still good. It's just that their weakness comes from the fact that if you mess with the points too much, they're it's like they're trying to play Tetris with all their awkward points.
Yeah.
And there's sometimes you get a points value that you cannot fill in with a unit you want.
Yeah. They have specific requirements. Like they straight up have tax heroes. Like every list needs a Rune Master. Every list needs a Rune Father on Magmadroth. These are staples, right? And then you start adding points to enhancements, and that tax starts going up, and it's like, okay, well, now I can't bring enough stuff. But I do think they're a B tier army. Where in the B tier, I'm not sure. I think they have some favorable matchups into the A tier and S.
Even Mexico,
Yeah.
They are very popular and they do very well at tournaments.
Yeah, I think
that
they can go toe to toe with the A tier armies. I think Feck
Yeah.
is going to give them a run for their money, and I think Daughters trades into them way too efficiently. But I think they can really put a hit into like Stormcast, Kharadron, Kruleboyz. I think they do pretty
Slaves of
well.
Darkness, yeah.
Yeah, slaves. Yeah, they beat the honest Warhammer armies. Like they're one of these armies that beats the honest guys.
Mhm.
Like what is
So what do
Lumineth
we
do?
think that puts them, high B or low A?
Look, if we're saying Ossiarch with their gimmick build can be low A because it beats the honest armies, I think Fireslayers, the same argument could apply.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But like low.
It's like they have access.
I'm sorry.
They have
I was gonna
access
say, I
to
guess
a lot of
anything
board
crazy
wide
to OBR
abilities.
stuff.
One at a time, David.
Sorry. Go ahead, McGonk.
No, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, McGonk, have you been interested in OBR at all? Like, is there anything crazy you've seen or you've been coming up with? Because I don't know. I feel, are they cheap enough where it's like, well, it's like, oops, here's like 30 stalkers, or does that just not matter at all?
I mean, Stalkers could matter. I just don't see Stalkers doing a lot of damage. Stalkers suffer from the main thing in that army where they don't have a lot of movement. B, they don't have any recursion. And ultimately, unless you bring Kharadron, it's 4-up save infantry. Like, there's so much anti-infantry in the game that just, like, chews them down and doesn't kill them. Like, if you get hit by, like, there's a reasonable chance that if you have, like, a 3-up save with all-out defense and a 5-up ward, you will survive 6 Stalkers. Even if they're with their anti-ward, whatever. Unless you're infantry, because they do have anti-infantry rend. But they just don't have the rend or volume to take you down normally, is what I've seen.
Yeah, they're 4 damage
I could be
max per
wrong,
model.
obviously. Right, and it's like, it's hard to predict what happens with spam, because it's like, either it's the worst thing in the world and you wasted all your money, or it's the best thing in the world. But they are getting cheap enough to the point where they're starting to look like their 2nd edition version, where they have like 60 more tech guard, and 6 stalkers, and cavalry, and catacross. And like, it'll just get to you through numbers. Like, it's like, this is how they're doing it with the indexes. Everyone's getting to bring, 2,500 points, and I think OBR will stay afloat just on that basis. Like, they have enough stuff to be a B tier army, in my opinion. The gimmick army is really good, because the gimmick army can sometimes just kill you, which is the Morghast with Profiteers.
Okay.
That's so much OBR meta that I had to.
Slaves. Not C. Probably B.
No, they're B. They're B.
They're
It's
like
still B.
they're like a gatekeeper, right? Like, you have to be able to still beat slaves. You have to deal with their 3-up saves. Their very high threat ranges. Their very high damage output. You need screens. Like, you have to build a list considering slaves. But once you do,
Yeah,
they're not that tough.
Yeah, but they are gonna run through a lot of armies and stuff.
Yeah, they're gonna run through a lot, like Lumineth and Idoneth and cities and Seraphon
Yeah.
and probably Nighthaunt
Slaves
too.
feels to me. Slaves always felt to me like, do you understand Warhammer at like a fundamental level, right? Like, are you able to because like nothing they do is they have no tricks, right? Like, you know what they could charge, you know what everything can move. Just have to ask your opponent, right? Like, you know what they're trying to do. Like, do you understand how to stay far enough back? Do you understand what to hit? Like, to me, Slaves is always that army that's like, okay, do you understand Warhammer?
There are some times that you don't have enough units.
Yes,
Elite
it's
armies
a
like Lumineth and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have enough units. I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to do as best as I can, but I don't have enough units to screen and do stuff.
it's a list building check to beat slaves. Did you bring
Yeah.
screens? Okay, you're probably gonna win.
I can't afford them, so
Yeah. So I think they run over a lot of armies, but like, they're so weak into the top armies that I think there's no way they can be anything but low B.
I got a question. Do
Mhm.
you think with the new regiment around with Chorfs, does that help slaves at all bring shooting? Does that matter now that we have to start considering that these chaos armies that have no shooting can now bring a shooting wing?
That's kind of good. That turns off commands, and it's kind of good.
Maybe. I'd have to see how reliably they can kill screens with that shooting, because it is very high threat range. Like, it's got super long ranges, and from what I recall, it's like 4 shots doing like 2 or 3 damage a piece, something like that.
D3 each, I think. But something
I don't know if they can even kill a Liberator screen, but like, just having it is better than not having it. So that could help them. I don't know if it's enough yet.
I'm just curious. I just things I've been thinking about. I'm like, all these melee armies in chaos that have like no shooting to like get around screens, really, like, they could start bringing a shooting battery.
I don't know
I'm
if
not
it's
sure how much
enough
matters.
volume, though. That's my concern. Shooting is only good when you reach a certain number, like a certain volume, so that it actually starts mattering. I don't know if that ROR does it. It could. It very well could. I'm not. I haven't thought that much about it. Okay, so going from Slaves to Darkness to Red Slaves to Darkness, which is Khorne. I think Khorne is an absolute garbage army and belongs in the D tier. I think it is like,
it's a C tier army. It's not D tier, but it's
No, I
C.
still think it's C.
Yeah.
I think it's
just
just a
C
decent
because
damage check army.
no. You remember that list that we saw when we were at Brewski, the 40 Blood Warrior list
yeah.
with the Wrathmonger support? That list is still good.
You don't kill yourself by fighting it, though. If you can check it, it loses, right? Like, it doesn't have the reflecting 6 mortals anymore.
Well, no, it doesn't have the same murder rolls anymore, but it's effectively doing the same thing, tarpeting you with 3-up armor,
Yeah, but
and
that
then
doesn't
just killing you with loads and attacks. But no, it doesn't need to do that because it has good attacks. Like they have good volume on that unit.
on a
Oh, yeah.
5-inch move unit. It's just so bad strategically, right? Like if you can just put screens in the way, it doesn't even have the damage output of slaves or the threat ranges of slaves. It doesn't have the double fighting. It has to have like the stars have to align and you have to like do a special dance to unlock your crit mortals across the army. It's just like so many unnecessary restrictions and it's so easy to take advantage of them as the opponent. Like, oh, you have to kill 5 units to trigger crit mortals. Okay, I just won't let you kill 5 units until it's like round 3 or 4, and then you don't have enough units left to trigger to do anything with those crit mortals, right? If Khorne is C tier, I think it's because of Bloodthirsters, because they are legitimately fun and good.
That's what I was going to say.
And now you can bring 5 now. Yeah. So
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
the infantry, I am
See.
so down on it, man. It looks like the worst version of Slaves to Darkness.
Yeah.
I'd rather play Dark Oath.
Again,
I would rather play Dark Oath.
and again, they can
No.
run through a lot of armies that they don't have screens again. So
But
I think that list of Bloodthirsters could be C.
that could be C, and Blood Warrior spam is probably annoying enough. It's like an Ironjawz
Mhm.
type thing. Like we're considering Ironjawz to be playable and good, right? Just because they have a lot of 3+ health. Khorne can do that too. So okay, it's not D. It just
C.
It feels like D, like strategically, but
The lists I'm seeing are like the Wrath of Khorne Bloodthirster, the Unfettered Fury Bloodthirster, 20 Blood Warriors, Karanak and Fleshhounds because they're actually good now, a Slaughter Priest, and then almost all of them are considering the Rocket Battery, which is funny, David. Like it's not Slaves to Darkness considering the Chorf Regiment of Renown. It's Khorne.
Well, I'm saying, like, I think we'll start seeing these a lot more because it's like all these armies that have no access to shooting, and all of a sudden it's like, oh well, I have access to some shooting. It's better than zero.
No, and more importantly, it's a shooting that acts like a Geminid. Like on a 3-up, you just say, yeah, no commands for you for the rest of your turn.
I don't know. I think Khorne just loses to every A tier army, and I think it struggles into B tier armies. Like even that list, like KO just runs
sure.
right over that list.
Sure.
C tier though.
I think still C. Yeah, I think C is fair.
Yeah, C.
I will
C
wait
is
for the
fair.
regiment to come out. It might make them a little bit better, but I'll have to wait and see.
I also gotta wait for the errata on that because there is a lot of Hellsmith errata that's necessary. So we'll see where everything lands. Some of their stuff just doesn't work.
Goes up. I hope all of it just goes up like 25%, but that's just me being sadistic.
Why? Okay, let's talk about Hellsmiths. They're not good. Like they're not a competitive.
They are so undercosted. Why is Yurik 340? That is insane. That is absolutely crazy.
Because
the Centaur list isn't good.
No, it's not. It's a bad version of what Ironjawz did in 3rd edition. It does a lot of damage, but it doesn't matter when you have no recursion. You only move 12 inches. Like yeah, +3 charge, cool. Doesn't matter. Like against real armies, that doesn't matter. Right? Like they're slower than eels. They're slower than Kharadron. They're the DPP mechanic is so messed up that you basically ignore it, right? Cohorts are how much do I hate cohorts? Having to dedicate DPP to make cohorts a usable unit sucks. Like the army's a mess. It's going to be artillery, bull centaurs, Urak, and like a couple min screens of spears to generate DPP, maybe a reinforced razor unit, but like none of this stuff connects properly with actual good armies. Like I'm just thinking about it from a Stormcast perspective, and it's like, okay, I drop in, I kill the razors, they're all dead. You don't get to charge me with your bulls because I charge you first because I have Vanguard Paladors going 20 inches, whereas you only move 12. Countercharge, yeah, good luck. You're already in combat. Like it doesn't matter that you get strike first when you countercharge. Urak's not as tough as he looks. 3-up save, 5-up ward. We've seen that profile. That's Ionis with Praetors. That's not unkillable by any means, and there's a lot of ward hate in the game now. Their artillery just dies to other mobility shooting, right? Like it's not that impressive of an army. It
did lose to slaves, so Season of War just didn't update.
Yeah,
the the Dominator engines were not
No,
impressive at all.
they're worse than
But Season of War
Bastillodons.
doesn't play real armies. Like Season of War, never. I don't think it actually plays real armies. At least like.
And to be fair, Healthsmiths does require like there's a skill floor to mess with the DPP mechanic, right? Like you have to know how to use it. But even when you know how to use it, I don't think it's very impressive. Like it feels like an index army.
Yeah, it didn't impress me.
I could be wrong. I'm gonna wait to see how the spam lists too, because I feel like that's not been tested for.
Dude, they're 4 health.
No.
Every cavalry powers through to safety away from them.
But then there's like 18 of them, and it costs a third of your list only.
Okay, but imagine you're playing your double Palador list, and you're facing 3 units of eels across the table from you. How confident do you feel in your victory?
I mean, yeah, but I'm just thinking like of other things, right? It's like, I don't know. Like even if I kill, I look at it as like, okay, like I'll kill 12, right? But then there's like this annoying 6 that I also have to make sure I'm away from, and my opponent didn't put them in a really bad space.
They don't fly. They can be easily screened out. They're only 12 health per unit, so 24 reinforced with no way to get a ward, right? There's no recursion, bad rally. It's not that impressive. Their damage output's spectacular. The way I would play Chorfs is with min-sized bull centaurs, just like in waves. Wave after wave of them contesting objectives, because 3 of them are enough to kill most things. But that style's like, we've seen that style. It's not that good. It's like, other things just beat it. So, I'm pretty down on Healthsmiths. I think they need another battle tome, which is funny, because they just got their first one ever.
It's the mechanic of the DPPs. Because, as you say, it's not very impressive. They are not going to generate enough to do all the things that they want to do.
No, and that's another issue. You have to be contesting terrain and objectives with a 4-inch move army. Who the hell thought that was a good idea? Like, I want an army that's spread all around the board, and we're going to give them 4-inch move. No teleports. So, like, you have to use bridge in this army. You are paying it right off the bat. You're using Forbidden Power. There's no other way around it.
And the Hobgrots.
And Hobgrots, yeah, you have to. It's like it's an honest Warhammer army, and it just has no tricks at all. It's worse than Lumineth.
I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
I'll wait to see, but I'll take your word.
Look, maybe they costed it so low that it brings enough stuff that it can win. I don't see it getting past the 4-1 threshold very often. I think 4-1 is like optimistic for what this army can do.
Yeah, leave it in C. I agree.
Yeah, me too.
Sorry, Magang.
And I want them to be good. I do, because I was going to buy so many. But
did you buy them? Did you get started on it?
No, thankfully my store sold out and saved me the money.
Okay.
You don't buy the minis for the playstyle. You buy the minis because you like them, and eventually they will get good.
Yeah, but I really wanted to like the playstyle. Like, I'm not in a rush. I can go get them anytime, right? So
yeah,
I'll start them when their rules are good. Yeah, they don't even have to be a good army. I just want the rules to be good and cohesive and interesting. That's all.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, so let's cycle some
Slaanesh?
Soulblight. What do we think?
Soulblight. Okay.
Slaanesh, sure. Soulblight.
Okay.
Soulblight, I think, gets a boost from this.
Where were they before? I would say they were like C before. They honestly, the Blood Knight thing came and went like that. Like, everyone got over Blood Knights so quickly. They're not bad by any means, but like, people realized, oh, it's just a reinforced cavalry hammer. I've dealt with those before. I know how to play around those. What do they do now?
I think they pretty much do the same thing. I think they protect their monsters like Vordry and Neferata, and now they can actually take Revenant Draconid and not feel stupid.
200
like
points.
200, I think it's yeah, Jesus, that's quite playable for a unit that puts itself in reserves and deep strikes later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's useful.
I still can't believe that thing has 24 health.
Yeah. Well, what? What are you talking about?
Because it's 3 pieces of 8, isn't it?
Oh, 3 pieces. Oh, okay. You talk about the Sepulcher. Okay. But no, I think what they do is like pretty solid. Their Barrowguard builds are actually pretty nice. I don't know. Like, I think they were one of those armies that were getting suppressed, but I think they have the tools in magic and like armor to at least be B tier.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, they're definitely
Like-
bigger.
They turn into a sort of like if we're saying slaves is B tier because it's a stat check that you need to pass, you need to be able to beat Wardry and like 10 Blood Knights.
Yeah, same concept basically, but they have a different mode,
Yeah.
which is like the trash recycling mode, right? Like they have the recursion mode as well. So I think they have two different angles. So I think they do stick to B tier. I do think they're better than some of the other armies, but nothing they do is really that impressive, right? Like it's Vordry's good, Blood Knights are good, but it's like I've dealt with these units. I know how to beat these units. They don't do anything different. I don't know if they're
I
better.
think they play a lot of tricky Warhammer. If you're aware of their tricks and you can account for them, I think you can beat them. Like Manfred is one of the best units they have, and his thing is like he redeploys a thing into combat with you, basically. So.
Yeah, stopping charges is really good. I think they struggle, right? They like their tricks. They have tricks, but their tricks they're not like top tier tricks like Kruleboyz or Stormcast or Flesh Eaters or Fireslayers. Like their tricks are kind of like they're fine, I guess.
It's you know how we built the whole Krazai with Praetors and -2 attacks and healing with Vexillor every turn, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a better version of that.
Better.
It's like you have because you have Angorian Lord, you have healing, you have Askurgon Trueblades to give something strike last in front of them, and you're just like fighting and healing, and then sometimes Neferata comes in and gives you a 3 Epithereal save.
Doesn't sound impossible to deal with, honestly. With like, there's other ways of strike first. There's shooting. Shooting's always a thing. So like, it's not bad. Yeah, it's like B tier.
It's not impossible, but it's B tier. It's solid B.
Yeah, like it's average, maybe even slightly above average.
Sure.
Better than Lumineth. I think they're better than Lumineth.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Gitz got super cheap. How good do we think they are?
I feel like they're always C or B, right? Because like it's kind of like the Soulblight problem, where it's like, did you bring enough stuff to kill all this Git stuff? Did you bring enough damage?
I think they were like C or D before this, but you guys are saying the Git mob stuff actually has some play and some good trickery to control movement.
Yeah, Git mob stuff is pretty good. It requires like, I don't know. I just don't know how anybody plays that for 5 games. Like your brain just has to be like absolutely destroyed.
Okay, so most people
like,
aren't going to do it.
It's less forgiving. It's less forgiving than like Tzeentch.
It kind of sounds like Khorne Murderless gameplay before they changed that.
Yeah, kind of like that. Like they went off of their move. Like it's not gonna, unless it gets really good rolls. It's not gonna it's not trying to table you. It's just trying to take space and take points, and then on turn 5 be like, oh well, it's 80 to 45.
Okay, yeah, that doesn't sound like what Gitz players want to do. So
no.
I don't know how many people are gonna do that.
Well, I think that's the thing with Git mob, like right, like you could say like, oh, they're just pivoting to Git mob, but Git mob isn't readily available like trolls are, right? Like you get trolls and whatever stuff easy. Like I think they are way more accessible. And I don't think that stuff is particularly like amazing right now. I think it's just cheaper. I think it's like just the Soulblight problem, but just in destruction form.
Mm-hmm.
It just recurs with the shrine. It does have magic. It can teleport. It can just be annoying, bring a ton of wounds. But I think it's still B or C because I feel like whenever like you always have to kill enough for Gitz because a lot of the stuff can be fast.
What do you think, Eduardo?
I have no idea about Gitz, honestly. I haven't played them this edition. So I don't know if the point drop was enough for them to bring a lot of stuff and just flood the board. I have no idea, honestly.
I'm gonna go with my gut, and I'm still gonna call them C tier, and I hope to be pleasantly surprised. Let's put it that way.
I think they're almost approaching a point though, because they already have their book.
Yeah.
So like, are they gonna get so cheap that they also become like Ironjawz, right? Or it's just 300, 400 bad wounds that you have to deal with, and it can teleport.
Yeah. Speaking of which, let's put Ironjawz in the B tier right away. I think they're
Easily. That's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
There's just going to be a
It's fine
ton of
with me.
bodies. It's going to be like a movement control army where it's all about blocking out space with MSU pigs. Yeah, and it has a high stat check too. So I think it'll be a B tier army. Doesn't play like Ironjawz should play, right? This is not what Ironjawz should be doing. They
No.
should be smashing and bashing, and they're neither smashing nor bashing. So
It should be kind of like Destruction, Slaves to Darkness, right? Like they each hit should really hurt.
yeah,
It kind of does, but they're just really slow. But
Yeah, the macros
yeah,
should be 450, 500, but they should slap and kill anything that they touch.
yeah, they should be expensive and powerful. That's what Ironjawz should be.
Yeah, super
And
powerful.
they are
really
neither
good charge.
right now.
it's just like, I mean, you're gonna see the 6 small crusher list, especially since it went 5-0. Now you're gonna see probably a lot of them because it's gonna be like, well, you could kill 1 or 2, but I have another 3 or 4 behind me.
Yeah, I can keep going all day. Like
Yeah.
I've got 4 mock crushes charging you and 2 holding objectives. Okay, speaking of stupid large models, Gargants. Where do we think Gargants fall? Because their win rate is surprisingly good, but they always strike me as an army that's like their win rate is good because they win 3 out of 5 games, right?
Yeah.
It's like they don't really
I think
win
they're
4
just
or
like-
5.
I feel like they're always permanently C, right? Because it's like, did you bring that? It's the same. It just goes back to damage check army, kind of like with slaves, more like slaves, right? Because it's like, did you bring enough to lift 2 Gargants in 1 activation? No, you probably lost.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
If you can kill 2 in a turn, you're really set. Yeah.
And they
I
do struggle on
feel
tactics. I feel like they really do. Because like, what do they do besides intercept and restless? Like the rest of them just suck.
Yep. I've never seen any Sons of Bahamut player score. The last one, I'm restless.
No.
They have like 3 models, 4 models in their list. How do you control 6 objectives? You just don't.
Yeah, they struggle with any tactic that you pick.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like they are the only
Are they
faction.
that bad?
I don't think they're D. I think they're still C because like there are times
No.
that they'll just win games because you can't remove them. I mean, we usually don't have that problem, but against some of the other mid tier, like the mid tier armies, like sometimes you just can't remove them. They just sit there.
And they do enough
Yeah,
damage
maybe.
to be a threat now. They're not doing 0 damage like they used to.
I think they can beat.
No,
Who they can beat? Who can they beat? Helmets
Horde.
of Hashut.
They beat Hellsmiths, yep.
Helmhits,
Well, no,
they
actually,
can
no.
beat-
Hellsmiths would win
Well,
because Bull Centaurs would
yeah,
just
I
run
don't
you
know.
over. For sure.
Maybe
Gitz?
they are these.
Maybe if Sons of Bahamut get on objectives, it doesn't matter what Gitz do.
Maybe they score enough points for 3 or 4 rounds, and then you.
I don't
but
think
I don't know.
Nighthaunt doesn't seem to have high damage anymore. I think they might do
No.
well into
No, they-
Nighthaunt.
But Nighthaunt. Yeah, it might be. If Nighthaunt gets first to the objectives, you might struggle.
Yeah, I mean, Blade Guys, right? You just don't charge.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so dumb.
And you don't kill. They don't kill all in
Yeah.
there.
No, they don't. They
But
can't.
it's just sometimes it's hard to like not look at armies like how does this only do against the top armies because that's not like you're not only ever gonna play top armies, right?
Yeah.
You're always you have to also plan that you'll hit some of the mid tier armies because if you don't plan for that, you'll just lose to that. You won't even
Yeah, but
hit
I'm
the top
looking
armies.
I am looking at the armies that we have set up there, and I don't know how they beat any of them. Corn, maybe.
I mean, they also went 4-1 at Nova, going to bracket 1. I'm not like somehow like they're able to beat somebody. Like
People's
know
lists
how.
people's lists get too greedy sometimes.
Yeah.
They're low C. They're like one of the worst armies, but they're not D. They're not like a whole tier below Corn,
Okay.
I think.
Let's settle.
no,
The
Slaanesh.
fight against Nurgle. They can
unless
beat Nurgle.
it's easily B plus A minus.
I think
Yeah,
Slaanesh
I think
is
people-
A, yeah. I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. I think they
Yeah,
got to
no
that
way.
point. They're cheap
Hey.
enough where you're bringing a lot of stuff.
And again, the armies that got them in check, they have been nerfed. So they're gonna do well.
Yeah. They are definitely reaching the critical mass of points. Like they've gotten so cheap, you'll kill 3 units and there's still 3 more you have to kill, and those 3 units do a lot of damage. So you have to you have to play very
And
carefully.
they have a lot of mobility and tricks and
If you don't have recursion, you're going to have a hard time against Slaanesh because they will trade favorably.
I've been seeing a lot
They
of
have
willing
got
to buy Slaanesh posts lately, so that's also like a sign.
Yeah.
They have had the last 4 weeks. They have had amazing results in the GTs, and so since they didn't get there, so I will suppose that they will still in A tier.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. How about Nurgle, which is like the opposite of Slaanesh? They are slow and tanky and don't do a lot of damage.
I think they are similar to Gargants in the way that if you don't bring enough things to take their wards and stuff, you might lose.
Yeah.
So
I
see.
Nurgle's gonna
Yeah.
really struggle with the Kharadron regiment in the game now. Shutting off wards entirely is
Oh,
just really bad for Nurgle. I still think they're
Well-
better than Khorne.
Yeah, I think they're still C. That you'll run into armies with it that don't have any really ward hate, and you'll be able to sit on objectives still. But I feel like they're always gonna be gatekeep now with so many things turning off wards.
Yeah.
There's so much ward hate now.
And there's other armies that just do the effective health stat check better. So
Yep.
Yeah. Ogres. What about Ogres? They got buffed. I thought they were going to be a lot better than they ended up being because I saw big chunky
they
health
got nerfed,
pools.
right?
What got nerfed?
The things that where Carson was taking and winning GTs with.
Oh yeah, I think something went up. Like something in Ogres, a couple things Ogres I think actually went up.
Let me check. I haven't looked. I guess I didn't look at it that closely.
Yeah, look at the chat.
I think they were one of the armies that got like the stray hits. Like they were just hit to be hit.
Literally the units that Carlson was playing, they got nerfed.
Oh damn, my chat stopped a while ago. No wonder. Okay, last time I had a memory leak issue, my chat stopped. I was like, why isn't anyone chatting anymore? Okay, yeah, let me see what got nerfed in Ogres here. Because I played against some builds that were pretty scary. And then I remember looking at the Battlescroll real quick, and there was a lot of green. Okay, there is some red though. Noblar,
let's see.
Slaughtermaster.
Oh yeah, the
they're
Iron Blaster
based-
went up. I think
Iron
the Iron Blaster went up. The Scourge of Gyran one. Noblars went up 20 or 30.
20.
20. Yeah.
This isn't like
Mhm.
crippling though. How many Noblars were people bringing that this would be a big deal? Were they bringing like 6 units?
No,
don't
I think
know.
it was like a too cheap thing, kind of like the Chaos Chariot that went up plus 20.
Yeah.
It was like this is just too cheap for what it cost. I don't think it
Okay.
was like super direct.
I don't remember the list from Carlson, but he took it like in 3 straight up GTs and he won them. He went
Oh,
5
here, he literally posted the list that he wanted. It's
Yeah.
gonna be Slaughtermaster, Iron Guts reinforced, Gluttons reinforced, Scourge of Gyran, Iron Blaster, Butcher, Noblars, Maul Pack, Man Trapper, and then Sabres. So so you got your Glutton Iron Guts reinforced with all the support, and then you got Iron Blaster blasting. That's
It-
probably like
Yeah, it
Like,
seems like slaves in terms of strategy, but they're slower in exchange for more health and double fight. Oh, they still double fight. Like they're very similar armies. But with more health. And that can be a problem for some armies. Some armies just can't kill Gluttons and Iron Guts fast enough.
They have some tricks in the movement phase that if you charge them, they get into combat with another unit or something like that.
Yeah, so they basically get a free counter charge, which is interesting. But I've played against it, and it sounds, from what I've seen, I could be wrong. Maybe I got to play against it more. But it was actually not that hard to play around it, honestly. Like it's fine when it goes off, but it's still a 3-up. It's not guaranteed by any means. So
I don't think they moved too far from B or C. I think wherever they were at, they're just gonna kind of float around. I
Well,
think they're like
yeah.
they're B in like a good player's hands, and like usually they're
Mhm.
C.
I agree.
Okay. I'll stick him above Lumineth for now. Three
Oh,
armies
yeah.
left. Skaven. Where do we think Skaven are? I think Skaven are a good army. I really do.
Skaven are good. I will put them in A.
I would put them low A as well. Obviously higher than
Yeah.
Ossiarch. Ossiarch are just there because of a gimmick. Skaven, they just have so many good tools, and it feels like the skill
many
floor necessary to play the army properly is so high that you just don't see them do well at events because like people aren't doing it right. But they have so many good tools. It's amazing.
So many good tricks. Yeah, the
I feel like
wheels
it's
are
just a
very good.
Stormcast problem, but like at like a worse degree. Because like at least Stormcast, like when like feel like a lot of us could still go 3-2 with like off weird lists. But I feel like you run like a weird off Skaven list, you just go like 1-4. Like
Yeah, and Skaven players aren't they're very interested in Skaven because of the aesthetic. Right? The gameplay, I think, is not the main draw for Skaven players. People really like rats, and they like the crazy gadgets and the mutations and all that stuff. I think that's what people are really into. So to find like a person who's really interested in Skaven aesthetically and then Skaven mechanically and then also is a very good player, I think that's a very rare person.
Yeah, but they have been doing fairly decent at GTs.
Right?
So I think they are A.
Yeah, no, I agree.
they-
I'm just saying it's rare to find a very good Skaven player.
Yeah.
Okay, 2 armies left. Sylvaneth. They feel
think
like
they're
a
B.
C tier to me. I don't know.
I think they're B.
A B? Okay.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
makes
they have been
think they're-
doing decent.
To me, it's C. I mean,
yeah. As long as I can charge trees and you're never safe in those trees, like I think that's
Yeah.
always gonna be a problem. You giving me, especially with 3-inch reach, like you can't hide in your trees anymore.
no.
Like
Trees are straight up a
Mhm.
liability. And like there's so many armies that can teleport, especially now with the Kharadron teleport. The trees are
Mhm.
straight up a liability. So why do you think they're I don't know. I think it sounds like David and Luis and I are saying C tier, but Eduardo, are you saying B? So what makes you think they're better than like a C tier army?
I think they are better than Gargants for sure. Than
That's a low bar.
Helmhits, Dwarfs. They are better than Gitz. I think that the build with the monsters it's fairly decent. They take out your ward saves. They can slap. They have a lot of mobility. They can hide, but they can't hide anyway. So they go like, but put it in top C. I'd agree on that.
Top of C, bottom of B. I haven't seen enough
they-
good Sylvaneth builds to make me think they're not C. But maybe with the point changes, I'd change my mind.
Yeah, well,
they have a couple of good lists with Alariel and also with the rest of the monsters. They are performing good, but the rest of the list is not good.
Hmm.
I mean, it's decent, but lack of mechanics, lack of tricks, and so sometimes it's feeling like a little bit flat. So therefore, I am supporting the C rank idea.
Okay.
Okay, then last army is Stormcast, and I think we're A tier. I know I said this last time, and our win rate was not A tier, obviously. But I think what kept us low was that we could build a list that could beat each one of the top armies, right? Like we have the tools to do it. We have a list that trades favorably into every single A tier and S tier army. The problem was we couldn't build a list that could do it into all of them at the same time. Or at least like reasonably good, right? Like the lists we would use to beat cities were very different than the lists we used to beat KO, which were very different than the lists we used to beat Daughters of Khaine. Like they needed different tools, and we couldn't have them all. But now that those armies aren't as crazy overpowered anymore, maybe we could build a take all comers list that can deal with this meta, right? Maybe we find the right mix of strike first to deal with Kruleboyz, or resistance rolls to deal with Kruleboyz. We find the right mix of shooting to deal with Daughters of Khaine. We find the right mix of high threat ranges to deal with Flesh Eaters to take favorable trades. And we bring the right amount of screens to deal with Kharadron. I think we could build that list. I think that's out there.
I don't know.
Yeah, it could be
I think it's
B to me.
B.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Paul.
That's fine. Oh, we can disagree. That's okay.
I know you love our golden points. They are very good, and you have a very good point that they are. It's. I think it might be the most flexible army because you can build a list that has a lot of threat range, has shooting, has melee damage, has a lot of stuff, but it's still elite, and you can still struggle with a lot of armies in different ways. It requires a lot of skill.
Mm-hmm.
So in general, I think it's a B tier army that, as you say, can with a very good player beat almost every other army.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like Tzeentch in that way. Like a really good player is going to make it really good.
I would compare it to Lumineth. Right now, my list is like I can potentially beat almost any army, but I need to play it like super well and do a lot of very good stuff.
I feel like with the top armies getting absolutely shafted, I feel like at worst we're high B, but I feel like we're almost A minus.
Yeah, I would put us low A right now.
Yeah.
Like I think we're down there with Skaven right now.
Yeah.
In the last 2 months, how many GTs has been won by Stormcast?
Can't tell you off the top of my head, but I know we have had a number of 5-0 finishes.
We've had a good amount of 4-1s with pre-nerfed. A lot of 4-1s with pre-nerfed cities, pre-nerfed KO, pre-nerfed FEC, and all that. So, and I think those armies were really gatekeeping us, and I think we're kind of okay now.
Yeah, it could be because I mean, in the path of the GTs, usually Stormcast once is finding a top army is losing. So right now, I hope to have the chance to win more GTs, but I don't see that could have all the mix in one in one list, in one roster to beat all of them. So therefore, I suppose the best bet is 4-1, and that belongs to top B or the bottom F of A rank.
Yeah.
So
I think
I don't see them.
I think once we start pivoting into, I think recycling long strikes are going to become a thing again. I think that's what we are going to be pivoting into, because there's just too many good targets for covering fire and for long strikes in general, right? Like when we're blasting a monster off the table every turn, taking 200, 300 points off with every volley, both player turns, like that's going to be huge.
Yeah, it could be. And also maybe you are right in the way also that we were like people were very afraid of skewering. So I think that that we have proven that it's not that impactful. They have to come out of the obscuring. So the shooting is good as well. Okay, put it in A. This is the Stormkeep channel. Put it in
A. I do genuinely think, like, we were one of the best index armies, right? And I think what kept us out of A tier before, what like knocked us down so far, there was a number of factors. One, a lot of people played Stormcast a lot, and they just wanted to try some of the new armies, right? I'm sure there was a lot of people who were like, I played a year of Stormcast when it was good. I want to play another army now that it's good. I've got a Cities army, or I've got a Flesh Eater army that was waiting to be good, right? Because people bought in at the end of 3rd edition, and then 4th edition Flesh Eaters were so bad, and now they're just so good again, right? So I think a lot of people switched over. And if you look at the stats for where Stormcast win rate is, we have so many people right now at the 1-4 bracket. We have way more than other armies right now, which means there's a lot of newbies playing Stormcast right now as a proportion. I think it's like, Luis, you could look this up, but I think it was like 25 to 30% of our players were going 1-4, which is way higher than it should be. Like, it's way higher than it should be. Normally it should be around 15 to 20% of players in that range. We're almost double that, right? So I think a lot of the good players just switch to other armies for a time being because it's fun, exciting, flashy. And then I think our win rate was lower than I think we dropped to 44 at one point. I don't think we were that bad. I think we were really like a 50-51 army.
Well, it's funny because it's like Stormcasts are so high that like even if because Stormcast has always been an army where it's always been mostly pilot. Like you couldn't just like insert a list and throw it at people and win games. Like it's always been pilot. And that one like early part of 4th edition where it was like you could just run the same 2 lists and throw them at people and you'd be fine. Like I think all those people just like finally left, and now the only people that are still around playing Stormcast are like people who like only like Stormcast, like Paul was saying.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is like the flavor of the month players that were playing Stormcast because it was strong and because they got to like I would say 4th edition was the first time Stormcast felt as strong as that. Like Stormcast have always been one of the top armies, which is a controversial statement, but it's true. In first and second and third edition, we were always one of the best armies. It just required being one of the best players in the world to pull it off. 4th edition was the first time Stormcast being strong was accessible to everyone, and not just people who were spamming dragons and winning because of that, right? It was like you could play Stormcast the way it was meant to be played. It wasn't that hard. It was forgiving and it was strong. And I think it was like it opened it up to a lot of people who were just always excluded because it was such a high skill cap army. And those people got their fill and they moved on. I think that's my opinion.
I'm glad they moved on. Get out of here.
No, those people are cool too. It's fine. The more people playing Stormcast, the better, right? We should be inclusive.
Yes.
Or make me.
I miss when this army was gay kept.
You guys are making me doubt my decision of taking Lumineth.
My favorite part about Stormcast is like my goal has always been you should be good enough with Stormcast where everybody in your meta has to plan for Stormcast. I think that's a good bar for Stormcast.
Oh, where you as the player makes people consider it? Yeah.
I think that's a good bar for Stormcast.
I like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if Stormcast is so bad, then I think it kind of deludes the rest of the meta, because then you're not worrying about shooting, good precise shooting. You're not worried about like good teleports. Like I think Stormcast always has to be kind of like a decent army in a good hands, just so people bring a variety of things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes I feel that I am a little bit pessimist with Stormcast, but right now the feeling is better. But I don't know how much good could be to face Kharadron, let's say, and also to Dr. Khaine and Slaanesh. I suppose that this is the kind of mix that I have in my mind that doesn't allow to Stormcast to be at the top, to be the dominant army.
We're not.
I feel that we belong to the D.
We're not going to be the dominant force in the game. We're not going to be like people aren't going to consider Stormcast like they consider Kharadron and Daughters of Khaine, right? It's like these are. I need to be able to beat Daughters. I need to be able to beat Kharadron. Stormcast are kind of like we're kind of weird because we have teleports like Kharadron. We're very fast. We have high threat ranges. We have shooting, but we have mitigation abilities like other armies, right? Like we can avoid taking damage and we can take favorable trades. Other armies can't really do that. Like we have recycling, we have teleports, we have tools that other armies don't. We're a very strange playstyle, and there's not really a way to account for it in your list building. So people will just bring things that work and they'll try to brute force it into Stormcast, and it could work, could very well work. But like as an example, Daughters of Khaine and Slaanesh are basically, from our perspective, they're the same army. They don't do anything different. They're paper thin. They have a lot of trash bodies that don't come back to life. They are trying to just make trades with you. So if you can make a list that beats Slaanesh, that list will beat Daughters of Khaine as well. Right? And then that will also beat so many other lists down the line that play in a similar way. Kruleboyz is a special exemption that you need to plan for. You need to have some way to beat the strike last, either Ruination Chamber, preferably with a reroll, or you're using Quicksilver Draft.
Mhm.
You have to have one of those two in your list, right? There's no way around it. But the thing is, their defensive profile is also just trash. Once you get around that, it's the same list, right? Daughters, Slaanesh, Kruleboyz with Strike First tech, you beat all three of those armies. It's that simple.
Mhm.
So that doesn't have to be Quicksilver Draft. It could be, for example, Extremist Chamber. It could be Stormstrike Paladors. We have a number of ways. It could be Stormcoven.
Mhm.
It could just be Stormcoven, right? Like,
Mhm.
so we have the tools, and we can kind of clump armies together like that. Now the problem is that that what I just described is not what beats Kharadron. But our whole list doesn't have to be
Mhm.
that, right? Like that stuff still works pretty well against Kharadron, but we need other tools to deal with Kharadron. We need like Judicators. We need shooting to deal with Kharadron, basically. Like we need Ren 2 shooting. Judicators, Tempestors, Long Strikes, that stuff does very well into Kharadron. They just, once their infantry's dead, you win, right? If your Long Strikes can... Sorry?
The shooting works.
Oh yeah,
as well.
yeah, it works very well.
That you were talking about.
Yeah. If you have reinforced,
it works. Daughters, it works.
Yep. Daughters and Slaanesh as well. Like units like Tempestors, Prosecutors that can spread damage across multiple phases do very well into those armies because we can shoot one unit off and then melee another unit off. Like Tempestors are huge into Slaanesh. They're so good. Especially if they're like Slickblade Seekers are coming in with, I think they have anti-infantry, not anti-cavalry. They charge into concussors in cover, and it's like, okay, cool. -1 hit, 2-up saves. What are you going to do about it? Nothing, it turns out. Like if they don't get the Crypt Mortal spell off, they don't do anything. So I think it's out there. I think the list is out there. We can build it now.
And it is almost perfectly symmetrical, the graph.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Flesh Eater Court standing above all, and then it's like three. Like yeah, look at that. 8 armies in each one.
Okay, guys.
Okay, yeah, let's wrap it up there. Thank you for listening to my rants, guys. I appreciate that. Any final words, final thoughts before we sign off?
It seems pretty balanced as I was, and I'm expecting the game to be, as a win percentage statistics, to be more balanced than before. Although, let's see how the playstyle shifts into maybe a flooded board with bodies, and some others will be taking monster mash. That is what I am picturing in my head.
I'm
I
excited
don't
to see what
know.
LVO meta does.
One at a time, guys. Okay, Luis, go ahead.
Please. Okay. So I hope this new balance is not provoking a negative feeling, losing the good mechanics. This is my only concern. But beyond that, the tactics, I can accept that the last rules in this general handbook and also the tactics has flavored the game once again. So I can ignore that, and I hope the game is getting a new refresh with this new balance. So that's it.
David,
and to me, the dominant flesh. Sorry.
David, final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm just excited to see LVO's meta, how it turns out. I think that's the next biggest one, right? Probably just LVO.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
In 2 weeks.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see how that turns out. Yeah,
me too. It feels like SOG didn't really land because like there was so much broken stuff. We don't really know what Scourge Graveyard feels like because it was like Zenestra, Daughters, Kharadron. It's like, this is what you're playing. maybe now with all the nerfs, we can actually see the results of all the Scourge of Ghyran stuff. Like maybe we'll see Carnosaurs finally, right? I really want to play against Carnosaurs, so they're so cool, and Magmadroths and all this other cool stuff that they added, but nobody got to play it because it was all just Sinestra.
I don't know if I want to get hit by a 70 damage dinosaur, but I mean, I guess it sounds fun.
Okay, that'll do it from us, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, everybody, for coming to the podcast and for watching it. Stay tuned. We'll have more videos coming up on the Stormkeep in October. And yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. YouTube sucks, obviously, right? Like, they just keep making changes that everybody hates, but it's still where everybody comes to watch stuff, so that's where we're going to do this. All right. Good night, guys.
Bye, y'all.
Okay.